Yankees. Orioles could do no right. They committed 3 errors. Not a good start, but isn't that the beauty of the game? The next day, you start all over again. Dylan Bundy will take the mound. He is looking for his 8th win of the year. The Orioles will see another rookie, Green, here at Yankee Stadium, Game 2. It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to Yankee Stadium in New York as the Yankees and the Orioles are in the middle game of this 3-game set. It is a summer afternoon here in New York, and for the Orioles, they hope the day game will bring better results than the night game brought last night. The Orioles, well, could have their second losing month in a row here in the month of August. They're headed in that direction right now. The reason? Here are the numbers that show you why. For the Orioles, the month of August has been a struggle, not offensively. They're scoring 4.7 runs a game. They're hitting lots of home runs, 45. But when it comes to the pitching, the runs allowed per game are higher at 5.3. They have surrendered 33 home runs, and it's been both the starter and the pen. Throughout the year, we've always talked about the bullpen, how it has saved starters. Right now, that pen is struggling along with the starting rotation, and that's got to get corrected, Jim.
Well, it does, and you know, we also talked at the beginning of the year. Remember when Curt Schilling said whoever has the least amount of bullpen innings will probably be a team that's going to be in contention. Somehow the Orioles, they have the second most bullpen innings of any team. And then, of course, you lose Darren O'Day. You lost him for 7 weeks. He comes back, rushes back, and then also the shoulder tendonitis. But at the end of the day, it's all, you know, Gary, as well as I do, it's all about pitching. You know, last night, the 6-run second inning did Gallardo. And the other thing is, this is a team, and when they leave Baltimore, it's like somebody pushes a button. They don't score as many runs on the road. They don't pitch as well. And then last night with the 3 errors, didn't play well defensively. That can change and probably will change because Dylan Bundy, boy, what a breath of fresh air he's been for the Orioles.
The Orioles counting on both Kevin Gausman and Dylan Bundy now, and with Chris Tillman down, really, Dylan Bundy's the one who moves at the top as the guy that's got to get it done.
Well, this is going to be his 9th major league start, and he's gotten a decision in all 8 of them. 5 wins, 3 losses. It gives you a chance to win pretty much every time. I mean, he's 23 years old. You know, we've said many times, one of the best high school pitchers in the history of high school baseball. He commands 3 pitches. There's a changeup. I mean, the bottom drops out. Reminds you of what Max Scherzer did up against the Orioles in Washington. So here's a kid that I don't think anybody expected him to really be a starter this year, maybe in the month of September when you're out of the race. But he's been really one of the differences. And as you mentioned, Gausman has not yet won on the road. He's going to have to turn that around tomorrow, but it all starts this afternoon.
And the Orioles going to have to do it without their star center fielder, as again, Adam Jones, because of that hamstring problem, is going to be out of the lineup. We'll talk about the changes, but Bourbon will be out there in center. I mean, that's a huge loss to the Orioles.
Yeah, well, you know, we saw him. He actually got called up with the last time the Orioles were here in New York, and in a matter of a couple of games, he showed you why. He played for Texas, played on a team that went all the way to the postseason. He can get on base. He understands. We saw him sacrifice. He can steal a base, hits the ball all over. He could probably, again, because he's been playing at AA, didn't have room at AAA for him. Veteran player that I think Buck likes, and the reason he likes him is here we are almost into September. He got 15 stolen bases. He can steal a base, and also his speed plays defensively.
All right. We'll see how all this works out. Game 2, day game here at Yankee Stadium. When we come back, lots of Oriole fans on hand to try and cheer the O's to a W. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. A bright, sunny day here in the Bronx. Our BGE home game time temperature 85 degrees. Humidity actually down a little bit from last night, but it's a warm day. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? A little breeze blowing here. It's usually comes in from left, blows out into that power alley in right center field here at Yankee Stadium, where a lot of home runs go. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Well, with Adam Jones out, shake it up. Machado, Kim, and Trumbo, Davis, Scope, Alvarez, Wieters, Hardy, and Julio Borbon will make the start and bat ninth. Career at Yankee Stadium for Manny Machado, closing in on a 300 lifetime average.
And Chad Green, typical pitcher's body, 6'3", 210. Got him in the trade from the Tigers in the offseason. Boy, he's had a nice year for him. AAA most of the year. He's been out of the bullpen. This will be his third consecutive start, seventh of his career, coming off a game where he actually pitched very well against the Angels. Got beat 1-0, and then struck out 11 Jays in 6 innings, 2 hits. And that's pretty, as we know, they can hit about as well as anybody. Saw that last night with 15 runs on the board. So again, power guy, throws 95 to 97. He's got a cutter, got a little bit of a breaking ball. And again acquired in the trade for Justin Wilson, very much like Luis Cessa, who we saw last night.
See 2 pitchers in a row out of the Detroit Tigers from that deal. Green's out of the University of Illinois, made his debut in 2013, his professional debut. Originally had been selected by Toronto, didn't sign there, and went and played 3 years at the University of Louisville and upped his worth. So Manny Machado is back in the leadoff spot for this game. This is just the 7th time this year that Machado will bat leadoff.
And a couple
multi-homer game.
Yeah, one to center, one to right, as you mentioned, Gary. It's not easy to hit home runs, but easier to hit home runs to right field. The home run that Headley hit last night, 337 feet, almost to the power alley.
And the pitch will get away and go to the backstop, and we are underway. Orioles continue to mount all kinds of home run records, and here is one of them.
Yeah, first time that the Orioles have ever had that.
3 with the 30. There's a hard slider, threw 2 of them in a row. He got that one close enough, and Manny after.
Well, his last start, he averaged through 42 fastballs along with the sinkers, and they were around 95. There's another slider, gets the outside corner.
With Ron Culpa behind the plate today, the pitchers can count on getting the calls. He has in his career favored pitchers on those questionable balls or strikes, and Manny's gone and looks out going.
Well, just imagine if you're Chad Green and you get to watch last night's game. So Machado hits 2 home runs. What are they? They're fastballs. They're out over the plate. And if you watch the film from the Washington series, especially the Max Scherzer game, who had lights out stuff, what are you going to throw him? If you can, the slider, and he does.
Here is Kim. Young-Soo Kim's got a 3-game hit streak. He extended it 1 for 4 in the ball game. Infield in. He takes advantage of it. Base hit. Almost like he can place a ball where he wants it in about every at bat. They had Torres, the third baseman, playing way in, and everybody shifted over. He hit it right where you'd want to go with that kind of a defense in the infield.
Well, he hit one up the middle that I thought was going to be a base hit, and the shortstop Gregorius was playing up the middle. So today he looks where they're not playing and then hits it there. Amazing bat control.
Here is Trumbo. Trumbo has hit third only 4 times this year. That's where he is in this ball game. He has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game last night. Mark's hitting .231 against the Yankees this year with 3 home runs. The Orioles, some of them have seen Chad Green in an at bat, but only 1 or 2 when he was working out of the bullpen for the Yankees. Now, of course, in that starting row with Eovaldi out, Nathan Eovaldi's loss in the rotation is a gain for Chad Green.
Yep, and they traded Ivan Nova to Pittsburgh. So they're looking for starters. That's why Sessa pitched. And then today it's Chad Green's.
2-0 delivery on the way. Got to groove that one in. It'll be back. Sanchez will come back. Not quite. That'll go over the screen.
Yeah, that's one of those hanging sliders that he gets away with. Again, we saw what he wants to do. Yeah, I thought the pregame comments by Joe Girardi, who manages the Yankees now with 801 wins, former catcher, said, listen, for a young pitcher, be able to take your stuff and then take it and couple it with the scouting report and still be able to pitch at this level. The good young pitchers are able to do that. The ones that struggle can't.
2-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be in there at the knees. The Orioles now in third place in the division. They are 2 games behind the leader, Toronto. Red Sox also lost. Red Sox have lost 3 in a row. So it's Toronto a game over Boston, 2 over the Orioles, 5.5 ahead of the Yankees. The Yankees' hope is a wild card spot. They're just 3.5 games out of the second wild card position. Another pitch down and away, and a 3-ball 2-strike count on Trumbo.
Yeah, only 3 games back of the Orioles in the loss column, which is the one you look at because everybody's going to have to play the same amount of games. There it is, 61. Orioles at 58. Only 5 back in the loss column of Toronto. It leads the league. 4 behind the Red Sox.
3-ball 2-strike delivery on the way. Trumbo started. Did he go? Nope. He'll draw a walk. Good hole by Mark. 2 on, 1 down.
Yeah, take a look at the defense last night. Of course, 14 runs. Gardner, Ellsbury, and Hicks. Last night it was Aaron Judge in right field. Torres, Gregorius, Castro, Teixeira, who made outstanding plays. 5-time Gold Glover. And then Roy Hobbs, Gary Sanchez doing the catching.
So the Orioles get a chance right away here in the first inning. They only had 3 chances last night with runners in scoring position. They went 1 for 3. The Yankees were 7 for 10 in those situations last night in that 14-4 win. Shift is on against Chris Davis, batting cleanup. Chris picked up a single, 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. Green has had more problems working out of the stretch than the windup this season. Kind of unusual since he was a bullpen reliever. But those are the numbers with runners on. Teams hit 304. Bases are empty, 221. Pretty divergent difference for Green.
Well, these are one of those moments I think Joe Girardi was alluding to. Okay, the scouting report on Chris Davis, run the ball in the inside third of the plate hard. He's got the velocity. Can he make those pitches?
1-0 count, shift on.
See, and
pitch inside.
Again, another breaking ball, a little cutter. He's got that to go along with that 95.
As a starter, 2-3 with a 4.80 ERA. 6 career starts. All of them have come this year. He did not allow a run in the bullpen in 9 1/3 innings this season with the Yankees. 2-0 delivery, and Davis will foul that one back.
And there's another slider in the middle of the plate that Trumbo fouled it off. Davis fouls it off. So hittable pitches. And you hope over the course of this afternoon you get more of those. But of course the difference in what the Yankees did so well last night, they didn't miss their pitches. That's how you go 7 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
2-ball 1-strike count. And Chris goes after 1 down and away. Located it well. 2-ball 2-strike count. Kind of got Torres at third base playing like some outfielders do. Because he's the only one over there and there's a runner at second, he stands side saddle looking at the runner, as outfielders sometimes do to cover the gap. You don't see that on an infielder very much. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that's going to bounce away. No, it hit him.
Yep.
And so it got him. He's on.
Yeah, it didn't really make much effort to move out of there, and as you know, backdoor slider, back foot slider. And that's exactly where it gets him. Take a look somewhere on the toe, maybe the instep of his left foot. That'll load him up.
You know, what a chance for the Orioles. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Jonathan Scope coming up. Jonathan is moved up in the lineup here with Adam Jones out, so he's hitting in the 5 hole. This is just the 6th time this year that he has hit in this position. Now he's batted second a number of times with a left-handed starter. So Jonathan gets the sacks full. He's had a great year with the bases loaded. He's 5 for 17 with the bases loaded, including 1 grand slam and 13 RBIs. 1 away. Scope goes after the first one, up and away. Got him to be a little anxious.
Yep. Well, that's what he is when he's not swinging well. You kind of hope, as you looked at the 1 for 4 last night, last time up, hit a single into center. And you have to really think middle of the field. And if you get the hanging slider, which that was, maybe you have a better chance of doing something with it.
0-1 count. Pitch by Chad Green. That'll be in the outside corner. First innings in his limited starts have been a problem for Green. He has given up 8 runs on 12 hits in the 7 first innings that he's worked as a starting pitcher. So he joins a list of many starters struggling in the first. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and he got him to go again. Big strikeout on Jonathan Scope.
Well, it all starts on the first pitch. It's a ball. He swings at it, and then he just kind of comes right back and goes to what he does best with his 94, 95. There's the hanger, and there's on the outside corner. Now, boy, you're exactly where you want to be as a pitcher. You have an aggressive hitter. You know, a guy that if you throw him strikes is a much better hitter than when you get him to chase, and that's what he's able to do.
So the DH, Pedro Alvarez, will stand in. Pedro's 1 for 6 with the bases loaded this year. Chad Green has those reverse numbers. Left-handers have a lower average than right-handers. Left-handers 242, right-handers 266. Now he does give up home runs, a dozen of them. 6 on each side of the plate. That's a lot for 39 innings pitched. 2 down, and that'll be in there for a strike.
Yeah, fastball hitting club the Orioles are, and we saw it last night. Sessa got in trouble, walked to Trumbo in the second. Pedro hit a double, and then he got Hardy to pop up, got out of the inning unscathed.
We're going to do that here.
Yeah, and then the Yankees would put 6 on the board to take an 8-1 lead.
0-1 count on Pedro Alvarez, way outside. Pick off at second. You talk about risky. You're in the first inning, and your rookie catcher, Gary Sanchez, goes down to second base. I mean, if that throw isn't there, 2 runs scored.
Yeah, but again, look at the throw. I mean, it's a
really
perfect throw. Yeah, and again, if he makes any kind of tag, if he waits for the ball to get to the bag, so he goes out and catches it in front, and he has to bring the glove back. If he lets the ball travel, they pick him off.
How about that?
You can see the late tag.
Wow. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Talk about playing some aggressive baseball.
Well, how about the arm strength?
Yeah, he's
I was talking to Tony Pena, all-star catcher, who's their first base coach. He said he actually can get rid of the ball and get it to second base under 1.8 seconds. Now that is about as good as anybody in the big leagues. Matt Wieters around 1.85. Very quick release.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Sacks are full. Alvarez takes the breaking ball, misses, and it's 3-1 now.
Yeah, that slider is pretty much right down the middle. And again, Ron Culpa, first inning. You mentioned Glary Day. Take a look. Sanchez, outside corner, slider. Not where he caught it. You could see him try to bring it back up. It's supposedly where it goes over. Plate to the knees.
Got a break on that one.
Well, let's see if he gets a fastball to hit.
3 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and did he go? Yes. So there's a make good.
Well, how about a 3-1 slider? This is again what Joe Girardi talked about, and right here he's just Buck saying, "Hey, just flip a coin, take a look." And now he didn't swing,
so we're even.
That's 2 nights in a row.
Paul Nart down to third base. So 3 ball, 2 strike count with 2 down. Bases are loaded. Green's delivery to him, and he strikes him out. Wow. He strikes the side out, but in between a single, a walk, and a hit batter. And the Orioles will leave the bases loaded. Yankee lineup coming up. and lots of folks with those always magnificent Oriole Hawaiian shirts on. It just lights up the day, does it not? Here's the starting lineup for the Yankees. Gardner, Ellsbury, and Sanchez. Teixeira, Gregorius, and Castro. McCann is back. Wasn't here last night. A death in the family. Hicks and Torreyes. There are the career numbers for Teixeira against the O's.
Yeah, nice little season. Well, let's hope that Dylan Bundy lights up the Orioles day. As he, again, a lot of fastballs, really good curveball. Arm speed has really progressed as he's worked his way. Again, this will be his 9th start. Record 5-3 as a starter. Usually gives you a chance to win. Is what you like. Low numbers, righties and lefties. Home runs on occasion. First start he gave up 3 against Tampa.
Brett Gardner, first ball, hitting down to first base. Chris Davis is right there. A pitch and an out.
I'll take it again. Being a Bundy looks to me a guy you'd like to play defense behind because he throws so many strikes. Kim Bourbon comes in with Jones having the hamstring problem. Trumbull in right. Machado, Hardy, Gold Gloves over there. Scope, Davis, and then Wieters with a couple of Gold Gloves behind the plate.
So Bourbon back with the Orioles, gets the start in center field. Nobody knows how long Adam Jones will need to be out with the hamstring problem, and the Orioles hope it's not going to be long. One away, and the pitch will be taken up high. Jacoby Ellsbury had a 2 for 4 in the ball game last night, and as a result has continued his hit streak at 3 games. Fouls that one away, 1-1.
Yeah, so we'll see about Dylan Bundy. Again, as the innings progress, he's only had about 60 innings over the last 3 years because of various injuries.
There's that changeup. He's gone to the changeup more than ever since the All-Star break, and there may be a reason for that. 2-1 delivery on the way. His fastball velocity is declining. He started out at 94.6 in his first 3 starts. Then it was 93.6 in the next 4. The last start it was 92.9. And part of the worry as he walks him, the Orioles have, is that Dylan Bundy only had 63 in the 3rd innings pitched prior to this year in the last 3 years. 63, and he's already up to 81. And are they going to have a problem with a tired arm?
Well, I think we saw that in Washington. There are the numbers, again, early on trying to build up arm strength, and then of course you go to the other side of the coin, and that is as the innings mount. I watched the Washington game. You and Mike Bordick did it, and I just noticed 4 walks, which is wild for him. And you just saw, again, maybe not being able to hit the corner, maybe having to throw a little bit harder. So maybe losing a little bit of arm speed, and that's where you not only get decreased velocity, as you mentioned, Gary, but you also get a decreased command.
Yeah. Our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers. Here is Gary Sanchez, who is lighting up New York. He's the toast of the town right now. Everywhere you go, anybody covering, following baseball at all, what you hear is Gary Sanchez. It's early, but it's a beautiful thing early if you're a Yankee fan or even a baseball fan to see this young player do what he's doing.
Yeah, well, again, if you like baseball films, you always got the Field of Dreams, The Natural. Roy Hobbs playing for the New York team, turns it around. That's what he's done. It's just unbelievable, the numbers.
2-0.
He has hit as many home runs in 22 games as he did in 71 in the minor leagues. Now you go compare him to DiMaggio. Tom Tresh pitched against him. Great high fastball hitter, switch hitter.
Amazing.
Yeah.
10 home runs, 20 RBIs. First rookie in Major League history to do that in the first 20 games.
And he gets in another good hitter's count.
And a swing and a miss. Good pitch by Bundy on the 84-mile-an-hour delivery. 2-1.
Well, I'm talking to advanced scouts, and they said he hasn't really seen a lot of 93 to 95. So 88 to 91. That's what he hit last night.
Yankees are 12-5 since Sanchez started playing. And the pitch will be outside, and as we said last night, that's the pitch Joe Girardi loves the most. He doesn't go after bad pitches. Seems to have a real good idea of the strike zone. And the reason Girardi thinks this is not going to be a flash in the pan player, someone who's got some real tools and skills at a young age. 3-ball, 1-strike count, 1 away. Bundy's delivery to him, and that's going to be right there. Heater at 94.
Yeah, and again, he's trying to gauge him, and he was in a hitter's count. He may be looking away, doesn't swing at the ball in. You would imagine Ellsbury with 18 steals, he'll be running, stay out of the double play. And in this ballpark, as big as it is, you get the long single, and Ellsbury's running. It's not out of bounds that you might score a run.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Runner goes. Sanchez takes, and he's on. So Bundy with a couple of walks here in the first inning, 2 on and 1 down.
Well, that's Gary Sanchez's reputation right there. On him a 3-2 changeup. Chad Green, it was just amazing with the bases loaded. Got behind 2-0, threw a slider, 3-2 slider, 3-1 slider, and threw the fastball right by Alvarez.
So here's Mark Teixeira. Teixeira 2 for 4, a home run, 3 RBIs in the ball game last night. Yankees have been scoring early in ball games lately. Teixeira will fight that one off. Mark's got a 3-game hit streak coming in. A couple of home runs this year against the Orioles and 5 RBIs this year against Baltimore pitching.
Yeah, both home runs against Giovanni Gallardo. Put him ahead 2-1 with a 2-run shot yesterday.
And the pitch will be outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count for Dylan Bundy against New York. It's his 3rd career appearance, but his first start. He has given up 3 runs in 3 2/3 innings in the relief appearances, 2 of them this year. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on. Teixeira foul tips on the off speed. He was off balance on that one.
Well, you know, to kind of back up your point, so you lose a little bit of velocity. I think the more important thing, Gary, is does he lose arm strength where he can't throw strikes? Because for a young pitcher, and he's only 23, he can mix his 3 pitches about as well as anybody I've seen. You know, you never really know what's coming, especially since probably about early June.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that one ripped to the corner. That's going to be a fair ball. It'll take a hop off the top of the wall. Ellsbury will score. Sanchez will go into 3rd and stay as the cutoff man is hit. Teixeira's RBI, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
Well, big night last night with a couple of hits. Not only that, he helped him with the glove. You know, you look at a 14-4 game and go, it really doesn't make a whole difference. Well, it does early on. Now right here, do you get a good pitch to hit? This is what they did. 4-seamer ends up in the middle of the plate. You know, maybe up and away, uppercut swing, kind of right where he likes it. Very comfortable with the fact that he told everybody on August 6th he would be retiring. Kind of playing out the streak, but doing it at a high level.
Didi Gregorius 2 in scoring position. He's got a 7-game hit streak that he extended with a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. This is a very big at bat early on. Gregorius swings through on a big hard cut. He is 1 for 2 off Bundy.
Well, they have a chance to do what the Orioles couldn't do, which is, you know, get a guy in. They already did that, but get another guy in without getting a base hit. Fly ball. You know, that's what he's trying to do.
250 with runners in scoring position for the Yankee shortstop. 0-1 pitch to him, is going to miss inside. Yankees are last in the American League with runners in scoring position at 234. Yet, as we said, last night went 7 for 10, and they're 1 for 1 to start this day out.
Yeah, to give you an idea, the league average this year is 267.
High.
Yeah, it is high. It's up about, what, maybe 9-10 points from last year.
Bundy will get ahead of him. A ball and 2 strikes from Dylan Bundy on Didi Gregorius. Early on, especially after the night the Yankees had last night, you just do not want to let this offensive machine get rolling again. 1-2, runners off 2nd and 3rd. Gregorius is gone, faded that one away, and gets a big strikeout.
Yeah, did it to Scherer, but ended up throwing a fastball in the middle of the plate, able to get ahead in the count, and then good changeup. Maybe up a little bit, but the movement, watch the ball run left to right. Just turns it over a little bit. More pressure on the index finger. Almost acts like a screwball.
So that'll bring Starlin Castro to the plate, looking for a big 2-out hit, and Bundy looking for a final out right here. Castro 3 for 5 in the ball game last night. He's having a very good year against the Orioles. Castro hitting .295 with a home run and 7 RBIs against the Orioles this year. 1-0 count. Delivery will be foul back. Another big count. Bundy coming at him, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. Sanchez with a walk at third. Teixeira the RBI double. He's on at second base. Mark Teixeira on the year now. He's picked up 33 RBIs. 92nd game he's played in.
Well, another astute player picked up by Brian Cashman, .281 lifetime hitter. See, that's what I look at, and that's what I saw in Washington. You don't see him pull balls off the plate like that. Now, maybe it's a rhythm thing where he's coming down the rubber a little bit quick and he can't quite catch up with the arm. Again, is that the innings? Is it the fact just maybe going through a start or two where command not where it usually is? But Castro, a very good high ball hitter.
2-1 delivery to him. There's a great off-speed pitch. That's a floater at 76.
Yeah, but the thing about Dylan Bundy, it looks like it floats up there because it's only 76. But look, the ball, you think you give up on it because out of his hand, you don't really see the spin. And to me, that's the big difference this year. Curveball's so much better now than it was in April.
2-2, and he gets the swinging strike. So Bundy gets out of it. 1 in and 2 left in scoring position. In the first inning after 1 away, Kim plunks one into left field, a base hit. Mark Trumbo, ball 4, didn't go around on it. Chris Davis watched the back foot, hit by a pitch, bases loaded, 1 out. Jonathan Scope chased 2 of those, and then Pedro Alvarez couldn't catch up with the heater. The Orioles left them loaded.
Certainly did. Boy, some pitching by Chad Green, and Dylan Bundy escapes more damage, only giving up the run on the Teixeira double. But he changed the mindset of the Oriole hitters by throwing all those sliders when he got behind and then finished Alvarez off with 96.
Showing bunt. Matt Wieters with a shift on. Only Torres is on the third base side. Matt did not play in the ball game last night, just giving him a rest with 2 day games coming today and tomorrow. Hardy and then Bourbon will be due up for the Orioles. Matt, there are the numbers on the year for him. He has been hitting the ball hard. A couple of home runs in August, 261 August average, fouls that one off. Outside of first, 1 and 2.
Well, the other thing, when we look at, Luis Cessa, who pitched last night for him, came over in the Justin Wilson trade from the Tigers. He was a converted infielder. Chad Green last year at Double-A was 5 and 14.
Yeah, Wieters off the mask.
But somebody, maybe, they have a lot of pro scouts, most teams do, and they said, okay, this guy can pitch in the big leagues, and then you coach him up, you get him. the ERA of under 4 runs a game, so probably didn't get a lot of run support, almost a strikeout per inning pitch, but 170 hits and 147 innings. So pitch to contact, throws a lot of strikes. Got a young pitcher with a power arm, doesn't walk a lot of guys, won every 4 innings in the minor leagues. It's a good thing. And then you kind of bring them along, send them to AAA, teach them to
2-2. Wieters, third base side, and be handled by Torres. One away here in the second. Take a look at our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game. Caitlin Plummer from Cumberland, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs, go up to 50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/baseball. And a good year to be a contestant. The Orioles 199 long balls so far. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. J.J. Hardy got a little breather in the ball game last night when the game got out of control. He came out in the 6th inning out of the ball game for a rest. Hardy on a check went around. Home plate umpire Culpa with the call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bourbon waiting on deck. That ball in the air to the gap, left center field, over, and it's going to fall in. That'll go all the way to the wall, picked up by Gardner, and into second base goes J.J. Hardy with a 1-out double.
Yeah, pitch to hit. The Yankees have done a tutorial on that, especially last night with 18 hits. Take a look, right down the middle. Got a number of those in the first inning, didn't take advantage of it. So J.J. driving the ball, finds a gap, and a lot of territory out there.
So the Orioles get a chance to get that run back right away. Here is Bourbon getting the start in center field. His 2nd of the year with the Orioles in center. Mike Wright, right-hander, was sent down to AAA Norfolk to make room on the roster. They had to make another change too. Logan Ondrusek has been designated for assignment. Yesterday, Adam first at bat, and the hamstring problem came back.
Yes, tried to beat out an infield hit. Torres made a great play to throw him out. Day to day.
0-1 count. Green's delivery to him will be down low. So Ondrusek's now designated for assignment. He's got a clear. Could be picked up by somebody either because Bourbon was not on the 40-man roster, so that was why they had to make really 2 moves. Wright sent down to the 25, and Ondrusek taken off the 40 today. 1-1 delivery on the way. Held, not called. It'll be inside 2-1.
Yeah, Sanchez did everything he could to try to get Ron Culpa to call it. Maybe a little bit off the inside corner. Well, the one thing about Bourbon, I mean, he's played at this level, maybe not this year, except for a couple of at-bats as you saw, but he can do a lot of things to help you win.
Pitch to him away. This is his 294th major league game. He's 30 years old. In his career, 272 average, 8 home runs, 76 RBIs. A lot of time in the minors, obviously.
But he brings speed to your lineup, something the Orioles lack.
3 ball, 1 strikeout. Hardy off second base. Bourbon will take it. It's there.
Yeah, see, even there, I mean, that's a veteran hitter. He's looking away. Green makes a perfect pitch, probably not by design, up and in, with good velocity. See where the target is, pulls it across the plate. He's not swinging it. Hopes to get a better pitch here.
2 for 9 this year at the major league level with the Orioles. 3-2 delivery on the way, and not there.
And then he doesn't get a better pitch to hit. This kid's got an arm. Take a look right here, outside corner. Look at the run. Starts in the middle of the plate. You think it might be hittable. Good velocity. Little two-seamer. Watch the ball run away from the bat head. And again, this is what they must have seen last year when they scouted him and traded for him.
So here's Manny Machado. Manny carrying the hot bat. Guess you could have said that at about any point of the year. He's hitting 294 with runners in scoring position. Hardy's on at second base, and there are 2 down. Infield playing into pull. Chad Green's delivery to him. There he goes again with that pitch down and away.
Well, the one thing about Manny, you hang the slider and it becomes hittable for him because his bat is through the zone about as level as anybody. But the slider down and away, I don't know of many hitters that it doesn't give a problem to. And Green has a good one.
A one delivery on the way, took a little off that one. With Manny reaching that 30 home run mark, we showed you the Orioles getting hitters into that category for the first time in franchise history. 3 of them, Trumbo, Chris Davis, Manny Machado with the 30 long balls. Orioles previously 8 times had 2 30 home run guys in a year. Down to third, played on the big hop to Reyes. He'll make the easy throw over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Bottom of the second coming. Yankees up 1-0. Today's game brought to you by Miller Lite. Orioles 11-13 in the month of August. That is quickly fading away. Yankees are 14-9 this month, and that's why they have put themselves back into a position for potential postseason in that wild card race. Here's Brian McCann, passing of his grandmother. He was away from the ball club yesterday, back in the lineup as the DH. 1-0 pitch to him, that'll be fouled off. 1-1.
Yeah, well-intentioned hitter here at Yankee Stadium. All you do is look at the defense. You can see he's a pull hitter. 8 straight years of 20 or more home runs, sitting on 16.
1-1 delivery to him. McCann will take it away. 7 hits in his last 39 at bats. McCann, Hicks, to Reyes, 7, 8, 9 in the Yankee order. And another check swing in the same location, 3-1.
Yeah, again, Dylan Bundy not pitching the way he wants to as far as counts. Usually we're used to seeing him get ahead of hitters.
3-1 delivery. He'll get a full count on this one. 2 pitching staffs in different directions. The Orioles, third time in the last 8 games, the Orioles have given up 12 or more runs. 3 out of 8. Ball put high in the air in the infield. Davis will get very close to the mound, and McCann is retired. Orioles return home Monday. Big series. Blue Jays, 3 games. Good seats remain. Playoff push is underway in earnest. Get your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Yankee starters have going in the other direction. They've had outstanding starts. 1 or fewer runs 5 of the last 7, and 7 out of the last 10.
So meanwhile, and they've scored what, 5 runs or more in 10 of the last 15. So as you mentioned last night, they have 20 home runs in 9 games.
Yeah, they're pumping. Yeah. They did not have a good record against the East, 20-27 for the Yankees. So they've got to make some ground up, and certainly will have the chance here when you get into this final month of the season. You're playing mostly divisional games.
Well, I don't think, I mean, all the teams I played on it, I mean, it is what it is. You realize that it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. So for the Yankees, they're going, okay, we haven't been good against the East. Orioles have. But it's really what you can do that particular day, or you end up not playing the way you want to. It's such a black and white business. You know, how you playing? Are you scoring more runs than you're giving up? I mean, it seems so simple. And the Yankees have to change that, and they have, and the Orioles have to get back on track. That's what they did in June when they went 19-9.
Hicks, the switch hitter in the lineup, getting the start in right field in this game. Judge, their rookie, had been out there in the ball game last night. Joe Girardi saying before the game, I got to keep these outfielders in. Got to platoon them because I want them all with at bats. And for Hicks, that's an easy call. He's hitting .299 in 21 games that he's played this month. He came from Minnesota. Yankees picking him up. John Ryan Murphy deal for the catcher.
Yep.
He's gone. Bundy's got 3.
Yeah, you throw a fastball in and then come back with a two changer. Now it ends up pretty much in the middle of the plate. Watch him turn it over. But again, the movement, the speed, the fact that it's not 94, it's about 84. Take a look at your PNC, lowest inside the numbers, lowest opponent batting average. Bob Milwaukee, who won 14 games for the Orioles. John Miller pitched with him for a while. Same with Rob Henry. Bundy right in that list.
2 down, nobody on. Torreyes, 5-game hit streak coming in. Another hot bat in the lineup. The off-speed pitch will be taken up high. We see Dylan Bundy continuing to use that changeup frequently here in this game. Torreyes coming over from Los Angeles from the Dodgers in January of this season. And Yankees let him go, and then he was reclaimed off waivers from the Angels.
Oh, red hot, 9 for his last 16. That's why he's playing.
Reyes will pump that one back into the seats.
And then again, you know, Chase Headley not happy he's not playing on the West Coast trip, where they look 2 out of 3 against the Angels, 2 out of 3 against the Mariners. Joe Girardi gets him in the last night's game. He hits a single and a home run. So everybody playing, everybody producing.
Another one, same place. Reyes holds the count, and a ball and 2 strikes. Chase today. Toronto back home against Minnesota. They won last night. Minnesota again, as they did yesterday, an early lead, 1-0. Playing in Toronto, 3rd inning there. Red Sox will play tonight at home against KC. And that's going to fall in for a base hit. Nolan Davis was going to be the closest, but a really bad angle. Couldn't find it, and Scope couldn't get there, and it'll be a base hit.
Yeah, Jonathan looked like he might have a track, and I think he may have halted a little bit. Little breaking ball. Again, can you put it in play? And again, you're not going to get there because Chris Davis trying to find the ball on a Clary day.
Yankees will get a 2-out single from Torreyes, turn the order over.
So 10 for his last 17, simply by getting a little bit fortunate, not swinging through strike 3.
And that'll bring Gardner up top of the order. Grounded out his first time up. 2 for 3 lifetime off Bundy. He went after the first pitch he saw and grounded down to first base. 2 down, 1 on. Bundy's pitch on the inside corner for a strike at 92. Dillon coming off the Washington game. 2 runs, 3 hits, 6 innings. Got the win. He's had a decision in all of his starts, 5 and 3. 0-1. Not a big lead at first to Reyes. And that's going to miss outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Orioles won the season series from the Yankees 2015 and 2014. Had gone 16 years before that without a season series win against New York. They come in 5 and 6 against New York this year. 1-1 waved at that one. Had him on a pitch away, 1 and 2.
Yeah, and then another almost, I mean, it's a change up, but it acts like a screwball. Just kind of turns it over. You can see the pronation of the fingers, left to right. Gardner way out in front.
Bundy gets ahead here, 1-2.
Not much of a lead by Torres over at first.
1-2 delivery, runner goes. Ball popped up. Davis. And Chris will put that one away. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Middle game of the 3-game set. Yankees up 1-0. $2 million vehicles sold and counting. There you see the day game numbers, and the Orioles hope that holds true in this day game.
And 21-14 in those day games. So maybe we need to change the rules. We only play at home.
Yep.
We only play a day.
Day game. There you
20 games over 500 at home, and then in the daytime, 21-14.
Can't lose. If you could only do your own schedule.
Yeah, working on it, but actually, yeah, I won't even go there.
No. Kim at the plate. He delivered a base hit his first time up, 4-game hit streak. Closing in on hitting 300 in the month of August.
Yeah, there's your Ron Culpa strike. He was up and away.
1 ball, 1 strike count with Trumbo and Davis due up. Kim will take that one to left center field and come back to Gardner. And he's got it. One away here in the 3rd inning. Well, next weekend the Yankees are going to be coming to Baltimore for the final time this season. Back the Birds. More important games. Tickets on sale right now at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. And of course, after the Sunday game, kids get to run the bases as they have all season long on Orioles at Home Sundays. About all those games left within the division. Orioles go home, 3 games against Toronto starting Monday. Yankees in for 3. Then they go to Tampa Bay. They'll be on the road at Boston. Tampa Bay comes back to Camden Yards. Red Sox will be in for a 4-game set later. And then the Orioles wrap up on the road at Toronto and right here for the final 3 games of the season in New York. Interspersed there, you've got 3 games with Arizona at the end of the month of September. So the 1 more interleague series to be played. And the Orioles have a 3-game set against the Tigers in Detroit.
Who are playing very well and have crept into the wild card picture very much so.
Yeah, nothing close there. So he's walked Trumbo for the 2nd time. Only 2 walks he's surrendered. Trumbo on at first base with 1 away. Chris Davis. Davis hit by a pitch on the back foot. And the infield starts running.
And not a lot of command so far by Chad Green. Now he's gotten some key outs. Was able to do that. Striking out Scope and Alvarez with the bases loaded. But like 50 pitches, only 28 for strikes. So in and out of the strike zone. He's stuffed his way through the first 2 innings.
He has done that. Pitch in the dirt. Good stop made by Sanchez. Davis and then Jonathan Scope due up. Orioles have won only one of the 5 games played here at Yankee Stadium so far this year. 1-0 count. That's going to be away. Yankees move Torreyes, their third baseman, over to the second base side in the shift. Leave Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, on the left side against Davis.
So there you see a young catcher who caught Chad Green down at AAA Scranton, as he did Luis Sessa, who pitched last night. So kind of flying towards home plate, arm not catching up, pitches up, breaking ball up. Words of wisdom from his young catcher.
Sanchez back. Davis 2-0. And Chris will fight that one foul to the Yankee dugout. 2-1 strike count. Chris Davis here in August, the 8 home runs, hitting .232. Manny Machado's taken over the August lead in homers with 9. That ball is to center, way back at the wall, and at another. Goodbye home run. Chris Davis gets a hole in one over the .408 mark in center field, and the Orioles are on the board as they get a 2-1 lead.
Well, again, Joe Girardi's point is, hey, if you're a young pitcher, can you command your stuff? You get the scouting report. You want to throw fastballs in. He hangs a breaking ball. Home run number 9 in the month of August. Great pitch to hit, and doesn't miss it. That ball went a long way.
Biggest part of the ballpark. 31 homers and 71 RBIs now for Chris Davis. And the Orioles get on top 2-1. The 13th home run surrendered by Chad Green.
Now take a look again. If you want to pound him in, little cement mixer, just a hanging slider. It doesn't move much until right about then. It goes about 425 straight away center.
Jonathan Scope, a strikeout victim his first time up, so the Orioles have hit the 200 mark. Their 200th home run this season. Fouled off for our Maryland Lottery contestant, Caitlin Plummer. That's worth $500. Orioles have led the major leagues virtually all season long as far as the home runs are concerned. 1-2 pitch on the way, and that one off the end of the bat, second base. Starlin Castro. He's got 2 down. Chris Davis, home run number 2 this year against the Yankees, and it is the 9th career home run he's hit here at Yankee Stadium. So 2 away, bases are empty. The Orioles with a couple of runs in and a very important walk to Trumbo. Ellsbury, who scored the Yankee run in the first inning, reached on a walk. Pitch will be taken away. Pedro Alvarez, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Orioles continue to close the gap on home and road homers. 92 on the road, 108 at home. That one headed to the gap, and that will fall in for a base hit. Ellsbury was very deep, and Alvarez has got a single. And the Orioles getting to Chad Green here in the 3rd inning.
Well, he's gotten away from his fastball, and he keeps throwing breaking balls that on occasion are very good, about as good as you can throw them, and then but the vast majority are kind of spinning. It's almost like he's forgotten what he does best.
The Orioles will try and take advantage of that.
Well, that's again what Joe talked about, the scouting report. Hey, these are good fastball hitters, but did they hit your fastball? And that's what you have to find out as a young pitcher.
Matt Wieters will take the pitch away. Wieters popped out to third base his first time up. 1-0 count, 2 down. Orioles up 2-1. Out hitting the Yankees 4-2 at the moment. That'll go into the shift. Short hop played, and that will do it. And Gregorius came over to get the out. But the Orioles will add a couple of runs, 2 hits. Chris Davis, home run number 31. He brings in 2 for the 2-1 edge. Our notebook and our East Winds page. Big night for Russell Martin. Justin smoked Toronto. 5 RBIs each in the victory over the Twins. 4th pair of teammates to do so in a single game. Jackie Bradley Jr. had that great long 29-game hit streak. Now 165, 34 strikeouts in his last 97 at-bats with Boston. And Josh Donaldson, first third baseman in Blue Jays history, back-to-back 30 home run seasons, and the 8th Jay with 100 runs in back-to-back years for the MVP.
Yeah, 40, one of them, I think, last year, 41, 42. That was a nice acquisition.
It's paid off. one might say. Here's Jacoby Ellsbury. Davis, nice pick. He'll hustle over to the bag. 1 pitch and an out on Ellsbury.
Boy, you always love that. Throw a good change up. Something he's doing so well. And then Chris Davis, just off his 2-run home run, pounces on it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, that's what you're looking for. I mean, if you look at what Dylan Bundy is trying to do, he's trying to win, obviously. It's better than Chad Green, and so far he's been able to do that because he got out of trouble when it looked like they get more than 1 run in the first. And the other thing is, get him to Michael Gibbons, get him to Donnie Hart, and Brad Brock, and then your closer, Britton. I mean, that's your job today.
Sanchez drew a walk his first time up. On the Yankee board for Sanchez through the 22 career games, only Joe DiMaggio had more hits in his first 22 games, 39 to Sanchez's 31. DiMaggio also the only Yankee to have more extra base hits, 18 in 22 games, while Sanchez has 17. And the 20 RBIs, 3rd in Yankee history behind DiMaggio and Hideki Matsui through a 22-game span, and he's gone.
I think the boys have a dinner and a reservation. And now we're with the call to Alvarez. Looked like he checked the swing. Sanchez didn't think he swung. But again, nice pitch by Dylan Bundy right up the ladder. And then Chris Conroy. Yeah, that's probably went a lot farther than Alvarez swing. You can certainly see how he called it.
So 2 quick outs here in the 3rd inning. Mark Teixeira picked up the double in the 1st inning and an RBI. Shift on by the Orioles. Bundy looking for a quick inning here. And the pitch up and in, holding at that 94 mark on the heater through the first 3. 1-0 delivery on the way. Towering pop up, 3rd base side. Manny Machado a long run, and nobody's going to get there. That's the shift.
There's your shift. Well, you got yourself a 1-run lead, so it's kind of like playing the line. It doesn't always work. I never thought it was good right there. I mean, there's nobody over there. Last night Mike Wright made an effort, and as it turned out, he kind of interfered with Manny Machado, who would drop it right there. Bundy probably could have caught that ball, but certainly not a play you make very often. Got to know where your fielders are, just like base runners have to know where the outfielders are playing.
So Teixeira gets the at-bat kept alive here on the outside corner.
And don't think that next spring in Sarasota that Buck Showalter will not work on that. We're making everybody cognizant. Okay, if we're going to put shifts on, you can field your position.
And as a result, a base hit. Teixeira takes advantage of the extended at-bat. He's 2 for 2 in the game. 2 down, 1 on. On Friday, September 16, the Orioles will take on the Rays, 7:05. First 20,000 fans 15 and over get the Orioles high socks. Show your colors head to toe. Get your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. D.D. Gregorius, strikeout victim.
Well, that was kind of a gift right there. 1 and 2, just a kind of nowhere fastball that Teixeira did hit the center field.
Gregorius going to get a base hit the other way. No. Foul ball with a spin, taking it into foul territory. And he broke his bat.
Well, we saw it last night in the 1st inning when Teixeira hit his 2-run home run. Sanchez got a 2-out base hit. Again, if you're at Teixeira, they put the shift on. Maybe now that he said he's going to retire, announced that on August 6th, this will be his last 2 months, he's willing to go more up the middle. I feel like he has to do what he's done. Last year hit over 30 home runs. typical year is well over 20 to 30. A couple occasions 40 home runs for Mark Teixeira.
0-1 count. Didi Gregorius, and he'll take the pitch inside for a ball. Dylan Bundy going to work out of the inning here. He's not had a clean inning. 2 left on in the first, both in scoring position by the Yankees, and then 1 at first base in the second. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Gregorius down to first. That'll be fouled off.
Well, the way they're swinging the bat, and in this ballpark, just the 2-out base hit with a guy that's hit more home runs this year than any time in his career, 17, it does change the way you pitch. One mistake and you can be trailing. It's just that simple in this ballpark.
1-2 delivery on the way. Gregorius will ground that one to first off Davis's glove. It'll be a base hit. Out of the scope. He'll pick it up in the outfield, and Gregorius is on with the infield single. So the Yankees, Teixeira's at bat, extended on the pop-up, no one could catch, and now off the glove, a base hit for Didi Gregorius. Both coming with 2 down.
Now take a look. He's off the bag to try to cut the hole, and that's why he goes for it, Chris Davis. And again, the deflection, it's not hit that hard. It's almost like, you figure if he doesn't catch it, Jonathan Scope has a good chance of it. Put a circle behind him. Scopey is coming into the picture. Might have been a ball he could have played. Obviously, your first inclination is to catch it.
So the Yankees, with 2 down, get Castro to the plate. 2 away and 2 on. Orioles up by a score of 2-1. Dylan Bundy's delivery to him. That will be on the inside corner for a strike. Yankees 1 for 3 so far in these situations. Castro, a strikeout victim, and his first time to the plate. Each team with 4 hits. Bundy, the 0-1 delivery to him. Breaking ball, a good one. That one froze him.
Yeah, you might think it's high, but he was gone. He had vacated the batter's box. Cooled on that hook.
So now Bundy with a big advantage at 0-2. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. Teixeira's making the turn. Rabone's throws coming to third, not in time. 3 consecutive singles with 2 down, and the ball game is tied at 2.
Well, it's a horrible 0-2 pitch. And again, this guy's got 40 extra base hits, but again, you need some help. You got a veteran catcher. Look at the target. It's not on the corner. It's in the middle of the plate. And that's exactly where the ball ends. I mean, when you're 0-2, you have a chance to pitch in or out. You don't have to throw a strike. So the Teixeira doubled, that scored a run in the first, was right down the middle with 2 strikes. But it all starts with a little soft line drive, base hit by Teixeira, an infield hit by Gregorius, and then the clutch hit by Castro.
Castro gets his 8th RBI against the Orioles this year. It's his 58th overall. Runners at first and third now, with Gregorius moving up to third, and here is Brian McCann, and he'll take the pitch up high for a ball. It has been a problem for Bundy. We have talked about all year. He has a very high average against him when there are 2 strikes on the hitter.
Well, that's inexperience, and it gives you the luxury to pitch out of the strike zone, but the club has to be there. You can't give a kind of a meandering target in the middle of the plate.
In there for a strike. McCann taking that one. He popped out his first time up.
And I learned that my second year when Mo Drabowski came over as a Rule 5 guy. He would have the catcher split the outside corner with a glove, and that's where you start. I mean, it's a great target. Again, you get strikes if you present the ball out to the outside corner. I mean, there's a good target. Get the glove
Runner
up.
goes, throw down Wieters. Runner comes, cut off. Play at the plate. Hardy tag. He is out at the plate. That's the one you work on. Girardi wants to look at it, but the Orioles executed in a tough play to pick that ball up, as Hardy had to go down to get it.
Yeah, again, I mean, Matt Wieters comes up. I mean, this is a nice play by Hardy. Short hop because the throw didn't have a lot of life. And then does he get the hand in there? Hard to tell from that angle. The overhead's going to tell you the story. See, the throw's a little bit offline. Does he get the glove to the hand? And it looks like he gets that left hand before the right hand hits the plate.
And they will challenge it.
Well, why not? You know, they saw that the judge threw out Davis last night, and it looked obviously that he was safe. And they got the call. So, I mean, it's another run.
And a big one.
Yeah. And the inning keeps going on.
Ron Kalpa, the home plate umpire, is the crew chief. So they will go to the videotape. Yankee fans seeing it on the big board, applauding. They think that Gregorius made it in. Don't see that play a lot in the major leagues anymore. It used to be kind of a staple of games when you weren't hitting a lot of home runs. First and third, you send the runner, you hope he gets there, you get the cutoff. So many things have to happen right in order to get the play at the plate.
But yeah, you also see, so this is what I'm looking at right here from the overhead camera. Does he tag the left hand before the right hand gets in? And again, the right hand looks like it's up over the plate.
Only the video gods know for sure.
And only, supposedly, does it get changed if it's obviously the wrong call. I'm not sure you can say that, but after this year, as Buck Showalter said, am I alert or am I paranoid?
Both.
Yeah.
This moment of quiet and silence brought to you by all the animals in the forest and the waterfalls of the Amazon. We have a ruling. Safe.
Well, at some point, Buck's going to get thrown out, mainly because it's kind of annoying. I mean, I didn't see enough to change it, but I'm not one of the guys.
See, I did.
Yeah.
I would have, if I'm in the review booth, he didn't touch his hand, he got the plate, I would have overruled it.
You didn't think he might have gotten the left hand?
No. On that last look, he did not get the left hand.
Okay.
To me.
Yeah.
To me.
That's hurt.
Again, let's do away with all replays of the umpire's rule. Anyway, that's a big run. It makes it a 3-2 game. Castro ends up with a stolen base down at second, creating the opportunity. And McCann now a 2-ball 1-strike count with 2 down. Boy, this has been an inning where you got a whole half-hour recaps to do. After they were 2 down, Teixeira because of the shift. Ball not caught in foul territory. At bat continues, gets a base hit. Didi Gregorius able to come away with the single that he picks up off the glove. Davis, Castro. I mean, it's been an inning where everything's gone the Yankee way, and he's going to get another one. That'll be chased down by Kim. He slides, boots the ball. McCann on his way to second base. Castro will score, and the Yankees put another one on the board here. All this coming with 2 down.
Well, in 5 pitches, you get 2 outs, and then they don't catch the pop fly. Teixeira has a good at bat. Gregorius gets lucky. Castro hits an 0-2 pitch. This is a changeup down and away. Are you willing to subjugate your home run swing and just peck it down the line? Doesn't matter. It's going to be a double anyway. And Kim tries to get to it, cut it off. Can't. So now all of a sudden, looked like it was going to be a quick inning. It could be a 4-run inning with a base hit here. And Dylan Bundy at 23 is saying, I really don't think I'm pitching that poorly. And they just put a 3 spot on the board.
That'll be RBI number 49 for McCann. And that will bring Hicks to the plate. A strikeout victim, his first time up. Yankees with the 2-out rally here in the third. And again, we've seen this happen a number of times this year to the Orioles. The Orioles got 2 runs in the top half of the third inning to take the lead, and then the opposing team comes right back in their half of the inning and matches or exceeds what the Orioles did. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that one's going to miss inside.
Oh, to your point, you know, the Teixeira hit came on 2 strikes. The Castro was even worse at 0-2. You know, the inability, or really not inability, the inexperience at 23, first major league season to be able to finish hitters off. And he certainly has the stuff, certainly has the command, not the experience.
Runner off second base, 2-0 delivery. Off speed pitch is going to be outside. One of the first 3-0 counts we have had in the ball game goes to Hicks.
Well, then as you go through the lineup, I don't care who you are, what happens is, Hicks struck out on a good changeup, 2-2 changeup the first time. He's now seen what, 8 pitches now from Dylan Bundy, so he's got a better handle on the movement of the ball, what the changeup does.
And that's a strike. Hicks is a switch hitter, just 147 right-handed, 249 left, and 4 of his 6 home runs from this side of the plate.
And this is a ball that probably off the corner, but he gets the call. And the other thing, as we mentioned, Gary, 299 hitter in August. I mean, he's coming off a 7-for-14 road trip.
3-1 count. Big lead at second base. Ball popped up and back and out of play. So Bundy comes back on him after 3-0 and gets the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And here you are in the 3rd inning with 2 outs, and you already have 72 pitches. And it looked like you had a chance, because you went 0-2 on Teixeira, to maybe have a 9 to 10 pitch inning if you were able to make a good 2-strike pitch.
3 ball, 2 strike count. McCann off second base, and that is walk number 3.
Yeah, and then you get Hicks, who is a good fastball hitter, as Davey Wallace is going to come out and have a talk with Dylan Bundy. You don't want to give up another run, so you end up throwing him a 3-2 curveball. They're all kind of snowballs. You can always, unless you've ever been out there, you can talk as T.J. McFarland's going to get loose. We always talk about how the game speeds up, but it does. I don't care if, they always say, well, that's something that happens to young pitchers, happens to everybody. Dylan Bundy, one of the more mature 23-year-old kids that I have met in recent years. And he knows that the Orioles needed him to pitch well, and is kind of spiraling out of control here in the 3rd.
Yep. Well, another big at bat. He's had a lot of them here in the first 3 innings. Torreyes base hit, 6-game hit streak. He's now 3 for 5 in these 2 games. 1st and 2nd, and 2 down. Ball put up in the air to left. Kim lines it up and puts it away. The Yankees send 8 to the plate in the 3rd inning. They pick up 3 runs and they take a 4-2 lead. Baseball is brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid. All-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Harry Thorne, Chip Palmer with you here on this day game. We'll be right back with you tomorrow for the series finale. It will be Kevin Gausman 5 and 10, CC Sabathia 8 and 10, 12:30 O's extra, and 1 o'clock for the ball game on Massey. So Chad Green again picks up a lead here to work with, and he'll get the pitch in for a strike. J.J. Hardy, a double his first time up. Bourbon, and then the top of the order, Manny Machado. Pitch will be taken outside. Green 2. Going into these counts rather deep, although the pitch count's not as high as for Bundy. 1-1 delivery. Hardy got one to drill to center, but it's right at him. Ellsbury. Mark your calendars for the new addition to the promotional calendar on September 17. That's a Saturday. Rays will be in 7:05 game, in the first 25,000 15 and over get the vintage Orioles Bobble Boy or Bobble Girl. Get your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-GIRL. That's our Bobble Boy model right there. As you can see, that great face. Swing and a hard cut by Bourbon, a strikeout victim, his first time up. One delivery to him will be up high. For Bourbon this season at AAA and AA rather with the Bay Sox, he led the Bowie in runs with 59, stolen bases 28. There's the speed off the bag, and he's safe.
Well, that's what he does, and you know, he knows who he is. He's not going to hit home runs, as you mentioned. What, he stole, I think, 24 bases down there. So he bunts his way on. I mean, they're looking for it, but it's a good enough bunt. Torres is going to try to one-hand it. He's playing in. I mean, so is Teixeira at first. So let's see. So the angle, very difficult. Throw across your body. It's not an accurate throw. Made a great play last night when Jones hurt his hamstring on a swinging bunt.
Well, the Orioles get a man on. Potential tying run at the plate. Manny Machado is struck out and grounded out. Take the pitch outside for a ball.
And, you know, Bourbon to Reyes, of course, he's a right-handed hitter, but, you know, Bourbon, you tell your third baseman, I never really had to say much because I had Brooks Robinson, hey, don't let him bunt. Discourage him from bunting.
It was interesting. I don't know if the scouting report showed something on it, but Torres was cutting to the mound. He wasn't coming directly in. He was playing for a bunt that would have gone towards the shortstop.
But if he plays another 10 feet in on the grass, he's probably not going to bunt. Yeah. And that's what you know that's what he's trying to do. And you know, it's kind of like a guy that, you know, everybody says, well, how do you control the running game? Well, you keep the guys that can run off their bases. Not always easy to do. Yeah. But if a guy can bunt, take the bunt away.
2-0 count of Manny Machado. And a fly ball left center. It'll bring Gardner in.
Oh, boy, what a hittable pitch that was. And then he gets his slider to hit.
2 down. Our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you.
Now Chance Sisco, and again, you know, known for his catching ability and a couple of all-stars. And you got to kind of like that. You're looking for infielders if you're the Orioles down the road. Well, congratulations.
2 down. Here's Kim. They shift the infield around a bit. He goes the other way foul. He's had a base hit, fly it out to left field. Orioles are actually back to 12 pitchers. Highly unusual. They've carried 13 here most of the way last 3 months. But with Bourbon coming up and Adam Jones not going on the DL and the extra player, have no idea whether Adam would be available. Highly unlikely to hit. Maybe if needed. Certainly they don't want to have to put him in center field, play defensively today. Let that hamstring rest. Bourbon on at first base in his stead. 2 down. The 0-1 runner goes. Bourbon fly and throw. Got him. Wow. Sanchez with that arm.
Yeah, great arm speed.
And Bourbon with great speed made it pretty close.
Well, we'll take a look at it. And again, I mean, if you don't get rid of it quickly, does he touch him? Looks like he got him before the hand gets in.
Yep.
Hard to really tell if you're Julio Bourbon because you get kind of a face plant with the dirt and the glove.
Sanchez continues to write this first chapter of what could be a miracle novel. 4 division leaders. The Cubs are at the Dodgers, the Indians are at the Rangers, and 2 wild-card teams contending against one another. Royals and Red Sox all playing today. Chris Bryant, Chicago, home run in the 8th and 10th. That was last night to power an 6-4 comeback over the Dodgers last night. They just can't lose. And last night the Indians snapped a 3-game losing streak. They're the only major league team this year without at least a 4-game losing streak. Boy, that helps.
Yeah, Corey Kluber won his 14th game a couple of years ago, the Cy Young Award winner.
Vying for another one.
Yep.
Cleveland's up by 4.5 over the Detroit Tigers. Tigers have won 5 in a row. Texas has that 6.5 game lead over Seattle. National League, really only one race there, and that's the West. Dodgers ahead of the Giants by 1. Chicago's lead is now 14 games over the Cardinals. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Dylan Bundy, Gardner goes after it and fouls it off. Gardner, the only Yankee not to hit in the 3rd inning. He is 0 for 2. 4-6-0 for the Yankees, 2-5-0 for the Orioles. Bundy with a 1-2. National League wild card race is really interesting and kind of unbelievable. The Giants and Cardinals hold the spots right now, but Miami's only a game and a half out, and Pittsburgh's only 2.5. The Pirates have had a roller coaster year. They have had streaks of every kind. And a great pitch by Bundy, and he couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, it usually is. I mean, for Gardner, again, high octane player. Usually don't get him to swing through pitches, but again, another good changeup. He thinks it's going to stay up, and the late finish, and that finish through the strike zone because the mechanics are so good, gets him to swing through it.
Well, he gets the out, and 5 strikeouts in the ball game. Ball hit in the air to right field by Ellsbury. Trumbo started back, will come back in, and there are 2 down. Let's take a look at what's coming up for the Orioles on the schedule, brought to you by Mile One Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at mile1.com. Big series tomorrow, wrap up here, and then Toronto Blue Jays, who are right now holding the #1 spot in the East. 3 night games, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Breaking ball, that's in there for a strike. Sanchez has walked, and he has struck out. Sanchez with the 4-game hit streak, but off-speed delivery again is going to be in there to him. He hits in his last 37 at bats, over 500, 8 homers, 14 RBIs. Sanchez fouls it back in an 0-2 count.
Well, you're getting, I mean, this is a true test here because Bundy can get you out so many different ways. The problem today for him is this count, 0-2. Trying not to get into the habit of giving up 2 strike hits.
Sanchez on a pitch down low, stays off.
I just don't understand. I thought one of the more important things, what your catcher wants to do, is the target. And once again, we didn't get a target, 0-2. You have to throw the ball to something. So it's very important for your catcher, whether it's Matt Wieters or anybody. Let's see. Get the glove, get it up.
Takes it to right field, going back and looking. And goodbye home run. Sanchez, and again, after Bundy gets ahead, he can't get the out. 9 home runs, 15 RBIs in the last 11 games.
Well, why were you pitching the guy up and away in Yankee Stadium with 2 strikes? Nobody on. I mean, look where the target. I mean, this ball. It's drilled. The ball flies there. You talked about it in your opening, Gary, right on top of the railing. But again, I want to throw the ball down and away. And I want to throw the ball through the strike zone, but the target is belt high on the outside corner, and that's pretty much where the ball went. So an afternoon of frustration and another hittable pitch. with a 2-strike count.
Orioles.
Bad habit to get into, Gary.
Orioles have held play up here, looking at the replay on it, and there'll be no challenge to where it hit. Boy, the Gary chant going up. 11 home runs, 21 RBIs for the rookie. He takes a curtain call. How about that?
Now, does he have a choice?
No.
No. Not in this town.
Wow.
Well, hey, I was reading an article today. He said, I don't even hear anybody. I hit the ball. I run around the bases. Now for 11 times.
Gee.
And, just put my head down and run.
9th home run surrendered by Bundy. Only the 3rd hit by a right-hander. Teixeira has doubled, singled as an RBI, and he has scored 2 runs. 5-2 lead for the Yankees. And again, an 0-2. Sanchez delivers it. We talked about the off-speed pitches being used. 26% of Bundy's pitches today have been change-ups. 2-1 delivery on the way, and Teixeira a foul tip into the mitt. So a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The Yankees, their 21st home run in the last 10 games. And they have now scored 5 or more runs in 11 of their last 16 games. Teixeira goes down swinging. Bundy's 6th strikeout run in as Gary Sanchez delivers the long ball. 5-2 New York. Bassett is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Hope you're having a good weekend and a safe one here at Yankee Stadium. Pleasant summer afternoon, except for the Orioles and the scoreboard, where the Yankees have a 5-2 lead. 5-7-0 the Yankees, 2-5-0 for the Orioles. McFarland up in the bullpen. Looks like Bundy's day is done. Chad Green. Green has walked 2, struck out 4. Bundy 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Kim a base hit, flied out to left, was left standing at the plate on the caught stealing on Bourbon that ended the 4th inning. And Kim will take one at the knees for a strike. Kim, Trumbo, and Davis. Now they put the full shift on against him, and the pitch will be up and in. Two lifts that one towards left center. Ellsbury. One down. Well, we're heading into the last full month of the regular season, and you don't want to miss a moment of it. Text Orioles 29292 for O's scoring updates and in-game alerts you don't want to miss. That's Orioles 29292. Standard messaging and data rates may apply. Minnesota 5-1 over Toronto. They're in the 5th inning of their ball game. Swing and a big cut by Trumbo in the number 3 hole. He's drawn 2 walks, the only 2 surrendered by Green, and he has scored on the second time he got on. 0-1 pitch, and that'll back him away a little bit. Continues on top in the majors, 38 home runs. There's McFarland. 5th in RBIs for Mark with 93. In the air to right field, and another at the wall. Goodbye, home run. Trumbo delivers the long ball, number 39. And the Trumbo Rumble is in New York, and he got it into that power alley.
Yep, the win ever since they opened new Yankee Stadium in 2009 said it's kind of, especially in day games, a wind tunnel to right center. And again, it's not as far as it used to be. The fence kind of comes in on an angle compared to the old ballpark. Similar dimensions. So again, Chris Bryant hit 2 last night, and then Encarnacion on his trail.
Here's Chris Davis, and a swing and a miss.
Take a look. Target down and away. Ball right in the middle of the plate, and it's gone. Tremendous power. Backspins it. You just see him swinging down on it. Talking to him yesterday, he said I tried to hit more fly balls. It's almost, he's 50-50 fly ball to ground ball, which is unusual. Those guys pronounce ground ball hitters compared, even the home run guys hit more grounders than, but he's almost you can flip a coin. Going to be in the air or on the ground.
So the second home run by the Orioles. Davis had his in the 3rd inning for 2 RBIs. Shatters the bat on that one. Here's Chris's long ball.
Yeah, one on a fastball, and then this was a hanging breaking ball. So it speeds the bat up, ends up in the middle of the plate, and it's massaged to deep center. This time he comes in on his fist, breaks his bat.
14 home runs now off Chad Green, and the 45 innings worked. Full shift on with 1 down, nobody on against Davis. Davis rips one. That's going to be way back. And goodbye, home run. Back-to-back homers for the Orioles. That one into the second deck. And Chris Davis, a multi-homer game, numbers 31 and 32, and the Orioles cut the Yankee lead to 1.
And another breaking ball. This one on the inside half. And I tell you, Larry Rothschild's going to come out, and you know, you got a young catcher who's hit 11 home runs now in 23 games. You just break his bat on a 95-mile-per-hour fastball, and you come back with a breaking ball, and Chris Davis says thank you very much. Perfect hitting spot. Speeds the bat up, head behind it, and the Orioles crawl within 1.
So the Orioles get the back-to-back shots. They have had a number of them this year, and it makes it a 5-4 ball game. Chris Davis has been involved in back-to-back home runs this year with Machado and Trumbo in previous games, and this one he really rocked.
It's almost like Sanchez and Chad Green was pitching, and he just ignored what Chris Davis did to the fastball. It's like it didn't register on him. They're both very young.
Jonathan Scope puts one to left field. Back at the wall and up and caught. Gardner goes back and leaps. It wouldn't have been out, but he hauls it in.
Well, another hanging breaking ball, and then Gardner, very good left fielder. Doesn't play as deep as Ellsbury in center, so he had to get back there, fight the sun, and here comes Girardi. He's seen enough.
Yep, too many balls being hit hard here off Chad Green. With a 5-4 lead, the Yankees will go to the bullpen here in the 5th inning. So he lasts only 4 2/3 innings, surrenders 3 home runs. 5-4 Yankees.
and gives up the home run ball, and almost the third one here in the fifth inning. So he will not be the pitcher of record. He will lead with the Yankees with a 1-run lead. Tommy Lane, who after they traded Andrew Miller over to Cleveland, they needed a left-hander in the bullpen, put on designated for assignment by the Red Sox, and the Yankees swooped down. Fastball, curveball, slider pitcher, 89 to 90, and he will change speeds with his breaking ball. And again, keeps the ball in the ballpark, and 43 appearances this year already.
So Lane, with 2 down, nobody on, to face Alvarez. Alvarez a base hit, and he is struck out. Pedro's 200 against left-handers, 264 off righties, and the pitch taken away for a ball. For Tommy Lane, he comes in to the Beatles song Penny Lane. 1-0 count. Offensive ball game here. Each team with 7 hits. Just 81 miles an hour. Had Pedro out in front of that one, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. Made his debut with the Yankees against Boston on the 9th of this month. Contract had been selected prior to that game. He'd been designated for assignment and then picked up. So the Yankees, he's a spot guy, obviously, lefty on lefty.
But his numbers, again, it's 43 appearances, not a lot of innings. The batting average by right-handers is lower than the one by lefties.
2-1 delivery on the way. Alvarez will chop at it. Gregorius hustles and almost threw it away, but we'll get him. So that will do it here in the inning, but the Orioles battle back. Trumbo with 1 away, delivering his major league leading 39th, to be followed up by Chris Davis, his 2nd of the ball game and 32nd of the year. Three home runs in the ball game, and they've made it a 5-4 1-run game.
So T.J. McFarland coming on. Hurt his knee back in May, and it was the push-off knee. So again, as a left-hander, that's the left leg. A long time to get well, and then struggled. Was trying to change his mechanics, not on purpose. More comfortable, and felt like he was at least able to get back to where he does what he does best, which is pretty much sink the ball. Sinker, slider, changeup pitcher.
TJ, a long time, last major league outing back on June 28th against San Diego. Did have the 5 rehab appearances, 4 as a starter.
Yeah, so there are a lot of fastballs because he's trying to get you out down in the zone, and an occasional slider and changeup.
D.D. Gregorius will take the pitch down low for a ball, a base hit, and he is struck out.
So what do we need to do? You can see again with the injuries, not a typical year. Lefty's hitting .362. Shut down inning. Different baseball. Everything changes when you get to this level. I don't care how long you've been pitching. Rule 5 guy, 3 years ago? picked up out of the Cleveland organization, starting pitcher. Won 16 games, Double-A and Triple-A.
Ooh, hit him.
Yep.
So Gregorius, hit by a pitch, flips the bat away. Where did that get him? Right on the right elbow?
Well, he tries to get out of the way, but the ball running in and gets the front side out of the way, but looks like it maybe gets the back elbow. There it is. It's just not his throwing arm. It's going to hurt.
So McFarland hits the first batter he faces coming back, and concerned now as to whether or not he's all right.
So there are the numbers for Dylan Bundy. Again, not horrible numbers. You know, got in trouble, 2 outs, didn't make a lot of good 2-strike pitches. Good news, he got ahead, 2 strikes. Bad news, he couldn't make the pitches he wanted to.
4 innings is the number that's just jumps out at you. So McFarland with a man on.
Yeah, because as you mentioned, you know, usually have a 7-man bullpen because of the Jones hamstring. You got Bourbon here, so you're down to 6.
Farland's delivery is that's way inside. Castro has struck out. Picked up an RBI single. Wieters will go out. Have a word for the last 2 pitches being well out of the strike zone. 1 hitting Gregorius.
Well, I was walking in with TJ this morning. Got off the team bus probably about what, 9:45, and I said, so the numbers didn't look good. He said, well, they got better. Again, he's a command guy. So if he's not going to throw strike 1 and he's not going to be able to get you to swing out of the strike zone by getting ahead, he's not going to power his way through any lineup. Simple as that.
1-0 delivery on the way. Against left-handers, Castro 256, about 20 points lower than against the righties. Starlin Castro's had an RBI year against the Orioles. 8 runs batted in this the 12th game these 2 teams have played. 2-0 count. That pitch will be right there for a strike. Castro going to take until he got the strike. Each team 7 hits on the board. Yankees had the early 1-0 lead. Orioles in the 3rd made it 2-1. Yankees scored bottom half of the 3rd, make it 4-2, and then 5-2, and then the Orioles 2 in the 5th. Castro in the big cut fouls it away.
Yeah, looking for extra base number 41. Yeah, it's amazing that at age 26 that Brian Cashman and the Yankees were able to get a 281 lifetime hitter. Needed somebody to play second base, former shortstop. They really just have so many young players with the Cubs. Addison Russell came over in a trade, so he became expendable. And they give up Adam Warren to get him, and then when they trade Chapman over there, they get Warren back for the bullpen.
A good pickup.
Yeah.
2-2 delivery on the way, foul. Castro with the base hit, he's had 1 for 2 in this game. He's 11 for his last 27. Had a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs during the stretch of games.
Well, you talked about the fact that 14-9 in August, they've averaged over 5 runs a game. And, you know, you just can't really. Obviously, you can look at Sanchez. You know, Judge came up and had a couple of good games, but everybody seems to be hitting.
Fouled away. McFarland being asked to quiet down the bullpen numbers. The ERA for the bullpen is 10.6 over the last 3 games and 8.5 over the last 8. That has raised the season ERA from 3.2 to 3.62 in just 8 games for the bullpen. Steve Molesky putting those numbers together. 2-2 delivery, and that will be chop foul. So McFarland has to do some big time duty here, as they obviously would like to get effective innings out of him in this game, having to come on in the 5th inning. 2-ball 2-strike count on Starlin Castro. McCann on deck, and then Hicks if they get that far. Gregorius being held by Davis at first. And the 2-2, and another one fouled off.
No, take a look, and we talked about it. You know, again, if your starters don't pitch as long as you'd like every spring, okay, let's get, you know, at least 18 outs. Maybe we can add another one, get in deep in the bullpen, and then But again, I'm not going to throw one guy under the bus, but when you get Jimenez, who you signed for 4 years, not pitching well, you have Bundy starting because of his inability to start. Now, because of injuries, he's going to be one of the starters.
2-2 delivery on the way. Oh, mercy. Way back and left, and goodbye home run. Starlin Castro just tore the cover off that ball. Number 18, and 3 RBIs in the game, 60 in the year.
A lot of bad pitches thrown by Oriole pitchers today. Sinker baller up in the zone, not where he wants to be, and they're not missing him. I mean, the most he's ever hit is 14 home runs. Did get second year in the big leagues, 207 hits. And you could see, looking fastball, looking hard. I mean, he's a big guy, much bigger in person. When you get down on the field, you realize, and he doesn't get cheated.
So the Yankees do it again. The Orioles got 2 in the top of the 3rd. The Yankees got 3 in the bottom. The Orioles got 2 in the top of the 5th. The Yankees have 2 so far in the bottom. McCann a double RBI, and he has popped out, and he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Castro's 18th home run of the year. Now with 3 RBIs in the game, he ups that number to 10 ribbies against the Orioles this year. 2-0 delivery. McCann will take it inside, and the count goes to 3-0.
Well, you're desperate. I mean, that's at this point of the year, your bullpen's not pitching well. Starters aren't going deep enough. You hope that McFarland was healthy. Obviously rushed back. Numbers didn't indicate that he was pitching well, and you can see why. The man not where he would want it to be, where Buck Showalter would want it to be, and Davey Wallace is going to come out.
So a hit batter, a home run, and a walk.
And he just doesn't have the kind of stuff to pitch in the middle of the plate. Not too many pitchers do. Okay, what's going on? How do you feel? Obviously not making the pitches he wants. Didn't want to hit Gregorius. Didn't want to throw a hanging fastball to Castro. But he did.
5 rehab assignments we talked about. At a 6.48 ERA. Gave up 6 earned runs and 8 in the 3rd. So the Yankees still nobody out here in the 5th inning. McCann on with a walk.
Well, you tried to, your long guy, Tyler Wilson, pitched well on occasion and then got roughed up by Houston. And then it was Bridwell. Then it was Andrusic. Then it was Mike Wright. Now it's T.J. McFarland.
Down to 3rd and foul. Hicks has struck out and drawn a walk. The daily change in the Orioles roster on the pitching side. Over the last month, seemingly it just goes on forever. And Buck Showalter before the game said, well, what are we going to do?
Well,
somebody's got to pitch. He said somebody's got to pitch.
Right. And they kept calling it shuffling. Well, what's wrong with shuffling? You got to shuffle the deck, and cards don't always go your way. They're not going the Oriole way lately. And here's a novel idea: get called up to the big leagues, as Buck suggested, and do well.
1 ball, 1 strike count. And that pitch will be taken down low. It is kind of amazing that with all of the opportunities, the door for pitchers in the Orioles organization is a huge barn door that's wide open, and nobody seems able to go through it.
Well, they go through. They
go right out the back end, though.
Yeah, it's a revolving door.
Yeah. High fly ball to left field. Kim is going back, and goodbye home run.
Well, you mentioned they got Hicks because he's a good defensive player and he is a switch hitter. Buck's on the phone. It's the last thing Buck wants to do. It's almost like he's hoping that the line to the bullpen doesn't exist. And if you were pitching well, you wouldn't need it. And T.J. McFarland, he knows how much he's letting his club down. Sometimes there's not much choice.
So Hicks gets number 7. He's got 27 RBIs. Yankees have a 9-4 lead. And to third base, Manny Machado off the bat of Torreyes, and will get him for the first out here in the 5th inning. Well, the annual fan favorite is back. 2017 Orioles Pet Calendar presented by Pet ER. You can get it at Orioles.com/pet calendar. Get it at the ballpark or at the official team store in York. Proceeds benefit Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. 16-month calendar. Get yours. Orioles.com/pet calendar. Michael Givens in the bullpen. 3 home runs to the Yankees last night. 3 more so far in this game. 23 home runs in the last 10 games for the Yankees. They scored 14 runs on 18 hits last night. They've got 9 runs on 9 hits so far today. Brett Gardner, a 1-0 count. Gardner will go to second base. Jonathan Scope up, and there are 2 away. 2 down. Gregorius, the hit batter. Castro, the 2-run homer. McCann, a walk. Hicks, the 2-run homer for the 4 in this inning.
There you go. Of course, you know, it's just a little interlude. The last 2 games, the 14 runs and then 9. But collectively, in the month of August, they're over 5 runs a game. And that's the best they've been all year long. They hit better here anyway, under 4 runs a game on the road. We'll see if that changes.
It's Kobe Ellsbury, 2 down, nobody on, a walk and a run scored. He has grounded out, flied out. A couple of hits, 6 at bats so far in the 2 games for Ellsbury. He lifts that one in the air to right center field. That ball is deep. Borbon looking, and off the very top of the wall. Played on the rebound by Trumbo, gets it in. A double for Ellsbury, and he just missed a home run himself.
Yeah, right pitch in the wrong location, and it just kind of hangs, so it's right into the power of Ellsbury. I mean, Yankees thought that, you know, he'll never hit 32 home runs like he did for the Red Sox, but he'd hit for power. So here's your breaking ball. You want it away. Boy, it's right to where the bat hit is, down the middle of the plate. And then he just, as you mentioned, went off the red part of the barrier to their bullpen.
So the Orioles will have to go to the pen immediately here in the 5th. Givens.
You don't want to use Michael Givens. He's lights out lately. Boy, some big outs and what the last win in Washington. So again, 8-1. He's not a long man. I would imagine he'll pitch an inning or so. But the last thing you want to do is have to bring him in a game when you're trailing by 5, because McFarland doesn't pitch up to his capabilities.
2 down. Here is Gary Sanchez, runner at second base. Sanchez has already delivered his 11th home run, picked up a walk, and he has struck out. He's got a 5-game hit streak.
Well, here's a good test. The one thing Michael Givens could do is get right-handers out.
Way outside to him. A 1-ball, 1-strike count.
And a nasty slider. You can see there, 95, 96. Again, the very deceptive windup, righty versus righty.
Runner off second. 1-1 delivery on the way. That's going to be outside. Count goes to 2-1 on Sanchez. So the Orioles' third pitcher used. Bundy only going 4, McFarland 2/3. Responsible for the runner on at second base, already charged with 4 runs. 2-1 pitch on the way, and he was going for the long ball too. 2-2 on Sanchez.
Well, again, he's hit 11 home runs in 22 games. That's what you want from a guy. Actually 23 games. So 2-1, aggressive, got a pitch to hit. And because TJ McFarland, because of Bundy not pitching more than 4 and he's struggling, they'll probably make another pitching change tomorrow.
I think they'll have to.
Yeah, get a fresh arm in.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that's foul back. A lot will depend on whether well, not a lot. They're probably going to do that anyway, but the question of Adam Jones won't probably be answered until he comes to the ballpark tomorrow, whether or not he can play or not. So.
Yeah, how many hamstrings in the course of, I've been in baseball over 50 years. Day to day can be a long time.
Long time.
Because it is such a major muscle, one of the bigger muscles in your body.
2-2, I think he thought he did. No, Sanchez was ready to go to the dugout.
Get the equipment on.
Givens looking over.
Yeah, sweeping slider. Take a look, and nope, didn't swing. Nope.
3 ball, 2 strike count. At second base, Ellsbury. There are 2 down. This is the 8th Yankee to hit. They've had 2 innings where they have sent 8 to the plate. Givens 3-2 delivery, and he walks it. So Sanchez a couple of walks. He's on first and second now for Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, so Givens, he obviously wanted to get Sanchez out, but as you showed, one of the hottest hitters on the planet. So now you flip him around, doesn't get lefties out as well. They're hitting 362, 3 home runs, and Teixeira swinging the bat well.
Givens delivery, and that is going to be there for a strike. Teixeira has not faced Michael Givens before. 2 down, 2 on, 4 in. And the pitch is outside, is not close enough for Teixeira to take a bite at it. This is Givens' 3rd appearance against the Yankees this year. 2 runs, 1 hit in 2 1/3 innings. Towering fly ball to center, but it's in the yard. He got under that one. Bourbon will put it away. So the Yankees bat around here in the 5th. Home runs by Castro and Hicks.
With a 2-1 lead, 2 outs, pop up. Matt Wieters, he thinks that Machado's going to get it. Machado playing in the shift. The ball drops. They would get 4 consecutive base hits. This is the one off the bat of Gregorius, goes into right field. And then again, first and third, try to get the steal of home. They call them out, they reverse it, and at the end of the day, they will get 3 runs on the board. You always want to stay away from the big inning. Couldn't do it. Those are your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Boy, what an inning that was. Wow. 9-4, Yankees on top. Tommy Lane, the left-hander, came on to get the final out in the 5th inning. So right now he's the pitcher of record, with Chad Green having gone just 4 2/3 innings. Wieters 0 for 2 has popped out and grounded out. Lane will miss away with that one. Matt has faced Lane only once, 0 for 1 against him. 1 ball, 1 strike count, top of the 6th inning. The big kick over the top, foul ball. 1-2. Well, veteran Tommy Lane will be asked to work here. Not so much worried about the matchups. I mean, 9-4, as we've seen with the home runs hit.
Well, we told you about the average is a little bit lower, you know, and as long as he gets out, it's like they have maybe somebody throwing in their bullpen, or at least standing around getting ready.
1-2 to Wieters. That'll miss outside.
Well, it's a great luxury to have a 5-run lead and have a well-rested bullpen. And you know, the off day on Thursday, coming off that West Coast trip, allows the Yankees to kind of regroup.
2-2. Outfield shading Matt towards right, and Lane will back off. Yankees in these 2 games just piling up the at-bats, runners on base, scoring chances. Really been highly offensive here in these first 2 games. We're not done yet. The Orioles still there.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, you're down by 5, and you know, it just seems like, you know, when you go back to the 3rd inning, you know, the pop-up. You know, Wieters thought that Machado, because it was only about, what, 60, 70 feet from home plate, he thought that Machado, who was in the shift, it was one of the things boy, it's such a game where just the little things that gets you out of the inning.
Yeah.
You get out of an inning 2-1. Instead, it's 4-2. Then you come back, and then McFarland obviously rushed to the big leagues because of what's gone on in the past couple of days, and he was not very good.
2-2 is taken inside.
And now all of a sudden you're thinking about what are we going to do now, because you didn't want Gibbons in the game. And just think of what, if you're Joe Girardi, you're going, this is fabulous.
Yeah.
We got a guy that can, you know, snuff out a rally pitching in the 5th inning. Exactly what we want, not only for today, but for tomorrow.
Yeah. 3 ball, 2 strike count. And Wieters on a foul tip held on to by Sanchez is a strikeout victim.
Yeah, so again, occasional changeup, and that's how he gets the righty out. It's a good one. You know, where he doesn't, it's still 2-2. Just takes a little bit off, maybe a little slurve, slows it down. Kind of an unusual year for Matt Wieters, because he's hitting better from the left side, average wide, than the right side. Natural right-handed hitter, swings right through it.
Hardy a double, and he is flied out. Will take a strike. Tommy Lane has appeared against the Orioles this season. This is the 4th game he's been in. He's worked 3 previous innings, no runs, no hits, nothing, zeros across, and a strike.
Well, just imagine, you know, you're what, in 4th place in the American League. You trade, you know, one of the arguably the best left-handed reliever, Andrew Miller's in the league, over to Cleveland, and then you look on the waiver wire and this guy's available.
Grab him.
Yeah, and they did.
They did.
It's almost like, I mean, it's like, you know, Hanukkah coming early from Brian Cashman. And Larry Rothschild, he knows Bobby Lane.
Breaking ball. Lane. Fastball to first, and he stayed on the bag. And maybe an argument on this one. He's down at first base. Wayne Kirby saying no, he was off the bag.
Yeah, gets to it quickly. How's the throw? A little sinker. I'm not sure if he came off and then got back on.
Not gonna challenge it, I guess.
Yeah, it looked like it might have come off.
So Lane helps his cause, with Teixeira able to keep his foot on the bag. And there are 2 down. Here is Bourbon. And Bourbon will take the pitch for a strike. bunt single in the 4th inning, then was caught stealing, and he has struck out. Julio Bourbon joining the Orioles today and getting the start in center field. Breaking ball, they were playing in at third. Stop to Reyes, long throw off the mark. That'll be a base hit.
Now once again, Bourbon doing what he does. Spray it around, bunted his way on the last time. To Reyes, he moves in this time, and then he has to go to his right for an infield hit. Little breaking ball, put it in play. That's what speed does. Inside out, doesn't try to do too much. Gets by him is going to be a double. And Joe Girardi's going to come out and make a pitching change.
So here in the 6th inning, 2 down, a runner on. Manny Machado coming up.
Starlin Castro deal, and he's got traded back when Aroldis Chapman was sent off to the Cubs. So, again, last year 7-7 with the Yankees, pitched very well, but they were trying to get a second baseman, and then when they trade Chapman, he comes back and he actually pitched pretty well. Did not allow a run in his first 9 appearances, and even last year had 17 starts, so they know pretty much about him. You know, he's got a cutter, 92, 93, and a little bit of a curveball and a little bit of a changeup. So starter stuff out of the bullpen.
Well, this is a move Manny Machado will welcome. Machado has really put the numbers up against Warren and will take the pitch down low for a ball. Machado is 8 for 11 against Adam Warren in his career. Warren's 14th game against the Orioles, 2 of those were as a starter. He has a 1-3 record against the O's. 1-0 delivery. Machado hits it hard into left field for a base hit. So the Orioles get 2 on with 2 down, and the O's trying to mount their own 2-out rally here in the 6th inning.
Well, Manny, it's kind of like going to Vegas and playing the slots. When you see all 3 numbers or 3 things go, he sees a hanging curveball. Watch him pounce on it. Just missed a slider earlier in the game against Green. This time doesn't waste any time. Got a good pitch to hit it hard into left field.
So the offenses just keep on coming in this game. 9-10-0 for the Yankees, 4-9-0 for the Orioles. Batting here in the 6th inning. Long way to go. And Kim, a base hit, first time up. He is 1 for 3, 4-game hit streak. And that ball grounded towards second base. Castro looks to second, goes to first to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. Baseball on Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. With Jim Palmer, Gary Thorne, Yankee Stadium. Yankees have a 9-4 lead. Yankees trying to pick up another series win, which they can guarantee themselves if they can take this one, having won the opener last night 14-4. Yankees have
they've 4-1-1 in their last
1-1
six.
in their last 6 at home. They've improved their mark here to 36-27 at Yankee Stadium. Didi Gregorius, and the Yankees was counted as a comeback win last night, believe it or not, because the Orioles actually had a lead. It was the 36th comeback win. They are second in the majors, the Yankees are, and come from behind wins. And were they to win this ball game, this would be a come from behind win.
I've always kind of wondered if that number, if you go back and really look at the numbers, Joe Girardi, how about his line, 801 wins. I said, boy, that's a lot of wins. He said, yeah, it's almost time to go home, isn't it, if you win that many? But anyway, I'm wondering about, if you look at comeback wins, does that mean that because you have bad pitching, you're trailing, and then, or you have great offense? Yep. The Orioles certainly have done that.
Yep.
The leader in runs 7th inning on.
Almost like there ought to be a run total before you get credited with a comeback win, or a portion of the game or whatever. But
because it doesn't always mean that, it means that you end up obviously winning, because
you trailed somewhat.
Yeah, you trailed, but why?
1-0 in the first inning, and then you win 18-1.
But why did you trail?
It's a comeback win. Yeah. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Gregorius will take the pitch away. Gregorius started the last inning in the 5th, hit by a pitch would score. 9 Yankees came to the plate. 4 runs on 3 hits in that inning, but 2 of the hits were 2-run homers. Michael Givens outside will surrender his 2nd walk since coming out of the pen. Follow Orioles baseball live with MLB.com and BAT app. Stay up to the moment any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at BAT, the #1 app for live baseball for your phone or tablet.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You know that Buck Showalter would love to have Michael Givens have some easy innings. And walks don't lead to that.
Nope, especially those leadoff walks. Here's Castro. He's going to get a base hit into left field. Gregorius will make a turn and stay as Kim will get it back in. And the Yankees have the first 2 on here in the 6th. And that's a 3-for-4 day for Starlin Castro.
And for Michael Givens, I mean, this is a tough place to pitch. You're not used to being a long man. I mean, I don't think you look at it as a mop-up, because nobody likes to give up runs. But he's used to pitching closer games, coming in very difficult situations. We'll see if he's able to make some good pitches and focus. And as try as you might, low pitch innings against a team that's swinging the bat well just isn't automatic. Just doesn't happen.
And here's McCann. McCann, a walk and a run scored. He's had a double, an RBI, and he's also popped out DH. Yankees now have 9 runs on 11 hits in this ball game. Orioles in the shift at double play depth with Gregorius and Castro the runners. Givens' delivery will be taken away. 19 pitches thrown. You have to believe there'll be some kind of a pitch count on Givens. I mean, they would like to have him available, I would think, if not for tomorrow,
that's
at least
why,
for Monday.
That's why Buck didn't want to bring
That's down the line. That's going to be a base hit. Gregorius will score. Castro's on his way to 3rd. Throw to 2nd will hold McCann.
And you really, other than Zach Britton, you only have one left-handed specialist in your bullpen, Donnie Hart. So you don't want to really bring him in, because you may need him tomorrow. Same with Brad Brock.
RBI base hit.
This is 2 of them. He wouldn't, McCann. Brian comes in at 228. If he had this approach, he wouldn't be hitting 228.
So McCann has a 2-hit, 2 RBI day going. It's 10-4.
You put the shift on and he goes the other way twice.
That will bring up Aaron Hicks. 2-run homer in the 5th inning. He's walked and struck out. And the pitch will be outside for a ball. The Orioles will get Hart up in the bullpen. 1-0 count. Givens delivery. That's going to miss. And the count goes to 2-0.
Yeah, Michael's going to take a little walk.
And settle things down. Hicks with a 2-0, runners at first and third, 3-0.
Yeah, and he's really, I mean, at this point in his career, great stuff. But he's not that he can't make good pitches, but he dominates righties, and lefties become a problem. Even though the number has come down over the last 6 weeks to 2 months, so he can't really kind of finesse his way through the lineup. It's just not, a former infielder that's learning to pitch pretty much at the big league level. And while he can stuff you out and get you out very easily.
Hicks drills a base hit into center. Ball will play it on a hop. That will score Castro. McCann goes down to second base, and the Yankees just pouring it on for the second game in a row, 11-4.
Yeah, they're doing exactly what good hitting teams do: get the starter out of there, regardless of how they got Bundy out of there, and then do a number on the middle relievers.
Hard to keep up with these offensive numbers. That's a 3 RBI day for Hicks. Hit number 13. Here's Torreyes. Goes up after one. Torreyes a base hit. He's 1 for 3. Every starter last night for the Yankees had a hit, and we're down to just Gardner without a hit in this starting lineup. Wade Miley probably being asked, can you go back out there and pitch? As Miley worked 5+ innings in the game against Washington on the 24th. 1-1 delivery on. And he hit him, and you got to get Givens out of there. Oh my gosh. He's just all over the place. And here comes Buck to get him. So the woes, and I mean woes, for Orioles pitching continues. Here in the 6th inning, Givens unable to get anybody out. 5 batters have reached, and the Orioles will go to the bullpen again for the left-hander Hart.
On. I mean, really pitched, struck out Harper in Washington. It hadn't been scored on in 9 appearances. I'm going to see if he can get righties and lefties out. I mean, the Orioles somehow, they need to eat a couple of innings. Let's see if he's able to do it. It gets lefties out. There it is right there. Harper, I mean, ran the count to 3-2 and then made the perfect pitch. Again, matches up well against lefties. You can see he hasn't given up a run in 9 games. Next 2 hitters, Gardner and Ellsbury, left-handers.
Gardner is the only starter without a hit. A couple of ground balls, a strikeout, and a pop out. The Yankees have loaded the bases. There's nobody out. here in the 6th inning. And Brett Gardner comes to the plate. McCann, Hicks, Torreyes are the base runners. Machado even with the bag at third. Everybody else in the infield double play depth. Hart's delivery. Breaking ball that sweeps in for a strike.
87, 88 with a fastball. Big sweep and breaking ball. Occasional changeup.
Well, this is an at bat that can all but close it out. Or an inning maybe that may do that. Left-hander's 0-1 delivery on the way, and that's outside. Wieters reaching out to get that one. Gardner this year 4 for 8 with the bases loaded. 3 singles and a bases loaded triple. Orioles outfield will shade him to left.
And equally as good lefty righty. Came in a point higher against left-handers.
He hangs 1-1. That's a fair ball. That's a base hit. Well, the Yankees can't have much else go right. Now they may argue that hit him in the batter's box. Here comes Buck Showalter. Wieters immediately went to Ron Culp, the home plate umpire.
Well, it took a weird hop. That usually means it hits the foot. Yeah, I mean it's down, right down to his foot. Now he runs, so certainly kind of hard to tell. It's just a bunch of dust.
Buck wants the home plate umpire Culper to go to third to get some help from Paul Nard.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that.
So a bases loaded RBI single that goes about what?
8 feet. Yep, I'm giving it 8. Right off the toe. You couldn't roll it out any better than he did. And then of course because he runs hard, and he doesn't know what the umpire is going to call it. As it turns out, he doesn't call it a foul ball. Got himself his first hit. Now 12 runs for the Yanks.
And the bases remain loaded for Ellsbury. He has double, walked, flied out, and grounded out. Ellsbury goes after the sweeper and can't catch up with it. There's still nobody out. 12 runs on 14 hits for the Yankees. Ellsbury 237 against lefties, 276 off righties. 0-1 count. Hart's delivery. And over the top on that one. He gets ahead on the count 0-2.
Oh, you can see how deceptive he is against lefties. You know, Ellsbury, he's not a platoon player, same as Gardner. And again, he steps right at you. And again, because different speeds between the breaking ball and the fastball, hard to pick up. And there's some movement involved.
0-2 delivery on the way. Popped it up. Silo shot. Wieters. And he's got it. So Ellsbury retired. Now the Yankee fans will come to the front of their seats. This storybook character named Gary Sanchez will come up with the bases loaded and one away. He's already had his 11th home run, 2 walks and a strikeout.
Well, I asked John Sterling, longtime radio guy, I said, what's your call when he hits home runs? Because I really don't have one yet. Other than the first major league home run up in Boston. Gary is scary.
That's good.
And he is.
Yep. This will be his first chance at the major league level with the bases loaded. One 0 count. Yankees, this is the 8th batter to hit in this inning. They've hit a round in 1, and the second time they've had 8. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's way inside. Somehow Matt Wieters able to scoop that into the webbing. 2-0.
Yeah, I think Sanchez is looking out over the plate, and then just a backdoor slider almost gets his back leg. And that right in the webbing. He's playing dodgeball. It's out of the way, which is great if you make a quality pitch down and away. Maybe hopefully he'll roll over, but we saw him last night with 2 strikes. Not that that's the case here. Go to right field.
Off-speed pitch on the outside corner, a good one from Hart. Sanchez has had 15 at-bats against lefties, 2 for 15, 1 home run. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Sacks are full. 3 runs in so far here in the 6th inning. Sanchez on another good pitch by Hart, stayed away and down.
Well, 2-1 changeup, and for Donnie Hart, yeah, you get lefties out. How am I going to get righties out? I'm going to have to change speeds. So 2-0, and then 2 terrific pitches to get back even in the count.
Yankees are 6 for 11 with runners in scoring position today after a 7 for 10 last night. 2 ball, 2 strike count. And got him on a good pitch. He worked him in and out on that at bat, and Hart gets a strikeout.
And I'm not sure he agrees with home plate umpire Ron Culpa. There's the target. And again, you know, the angle, because of the Sardime angle, does it go over at any point? That's all it has to do on the plate. And Matt Wieters just frames it inside corner.
So now 2 down with the bases loaded, and here's Teixeira. And he'll take the pitch for a strike. Teixeira with sacks full, 1 for 6. No grand slam this year. Oh, 1 delivery to him. Talking to Mark last night, and I said, well, how's it feel now that you know you're not going to be coming back? He said, it's great. He said, it's great because I'm just playing the game for the love of it now. I don't have to worry about anything. He said, I don't mind having all the pressure in years gone by where the expectations were there. That made me a better player. But right now, I'm just playing. 1-1 pitch on the way, and that will miss outside.
Well, 4 hits in the first 2 games here, and there might be something, you know, I mean, you know, he comes over the Yankees, what, in 2009, they win the World Series. He hits over 300, 39 home runs, 122 RBIs. That's a pretty nice first year for the Yanks.
2-1, bases are loaded, and that's up high. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, he's
3-1.
closing in on 7,000 lifetime at bats. Maybe 100 short, 6,900 times to the plate. 14th year.
3-1 count on him. No place to put him. Look out here. 3-1 pitch. It's in there.
Another changeup.
Yep. 3-2.
Not looking for it. But that's what veteran hitters do. That's what good young hitters do. You know, you look for your pitch when your pitcher falls behind. If you don't get it, you take it.
3-2, 2 down. Runners will be going first and second. Bases are loaded here. Teixeira, ground ball to the middle. J.J. Hardy's got it, and Hart works his way out of it. So the Yankees hit around for the 2nd time in the game. Here in the 6th, they pick up 3 runs. 12-4. Our Honda do-ups: Trumbo, Davis, and Scope. off this weekend set. Kevin Gausman on the mound for the Orioles. CC Sabathia for the Yankees. Our coverage on MASN 12:30. O's Extra presented by Jeep. And then our game at 1 o'clock. All the access you need right here on MASN.
So the last time the Orioles came to New York in July, it was CC Sabathia against Tillman. The Orioles had lost the first 3. They would win. Tomorrow, Kevin Gausman is going to try to do what he hasn't done on the road this year at 0-9, win for the first time, and they'll have to do it once again against CC Sabathia.
So the Orioles bat, 7th inning, down 12-4. Adam Warren pitches foul back. Mark Trumbo. Yeah, Trumbo had a home run his last time up.
That was another home run swing.
12-14-0 for the Yankees. 4-9-0 for the Orioles. And that one over the top is going to be in there for a strike.
Yeah, the one thing about Warren, and the reason they thought he could start last year, 7-7 record, 17 starts, is he does have a menagerie of pitches, 4 of them.
Orioles have had 16 back-to-back home runs hit this season, adding that in this game in the 5th inning. And Mark Trumbo got his major league leading 39th, and Chris Davis followed with his 32nd.
Well, you're back in the game at 5-4 at that point.
And then couldn't hold it.
Yep, the Yankees come back with 4 in the bottom of the 5th.
Pitch will be taken outside. Tommy Lane worked an inning in relief, had a strikeout and a hit. Chad Green, the starter, he only went 4 2/3 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits. Dylan Bundy lasted just 4, 5 runs, 7 hits off Bundy. And the Oriole bullpen numbers are going to shoot up again. McFarland, 4 runs, 3 hits in 2/3 of an inning, and Givens, 3 runs, 3 hits in 1/3 of an inning. So the bullpen's given up 7 runs on 6 hits in 1 inning.
What, 6 runs last night?
2-2 delivery on the way. Ooh, talk about a late cut. Took that one right out of Sanchez's mitt.
Yeah, good fastball, 94, outside 3rd of the plate. Defensive hack.
Trumbo with a count at 2-2. And up high to him. So Adam Warren works the count full. The Orioles have drawn 2 walks in the game, both off the starter Chad Green, and both were to Trumbo. Now Warren's got him on a 3-2. And strikes him out.
Yeah, a little cutter. He's got a slider, maybe 3-4 miles per hour slower, a little cut fastball, and you don't pick up the spin because it's just ends up pretty much in the middle of the plate, just freezes him.
Chris, 2-homer ball game. Numbers 31 and 32, 3 RBIs. And Davis will foul that one off outside of first base. Here you see the power numbers. The Orioles 202 home runs this year, 2nd fastest in Orioles history to get to that mark, and the 5th fastest in Major League history.
Pretty impressive numbers.
Orioles chasing down Seattle's all-time home run mark in a single season. Davis inside out to short, didn't see it, finds it. Gregorius puts it away.
No, you talked about it last night. Not only has he had a nice offensive year, well, he's played well defensively. And again, usually you can't catch what you can't see, but he gets the glasses down, and otherwise Chris Davis would have had a soft single to left.
So a couple of outs here in the 7th inning. Jonathan Scope 0 for 3. Denied a hit his last time up, and a fine play made by Gardner in left up against the wall. 1 for 7 in the 2 games so far. First ball hitting headed to the seats. Yankees having 2 of their best offensive games of the year in the first 2 games in this series. They had a year where they runs were not coming. But right now, they are. And that's going to be outside. Jonathan Scope evens the count up with a ball and a strike. One and 1, 2 down, nobody on. Foul tip. That's going to end up in the middle.
Once again, mixing speeds. Still, that's why they like Adam Warren.
Yankees coming into this ball game were ranked 11th in runs, 10th in average, and 11th in home runs. 1-2 pitch on the way, fisted him. Sanchez back and no play.
Well, you know when your pitching is struggling when you go back to the 17th of August, and you've given up 8, 15, 12, 8, 14, and now 12. And that can't just pin it on the bullpen, starters, pen, everybody involved.
Yep. Everybody's had a share of the tide rising in ERAs. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Jonathan, a wild cut, will be tagged up. 7th inning stretch time here at Yankee Stadium. Orioles retired in order. It's the Yankees 12 and the Orioles 4. History. 1978, Joe Morgan with the Reds. The Big Red Machine became the first major leaguer to have 200 home runs and 500 stolen bases. He got that 200th home run on this date. And in 1938, since we're here at Yankee Stadium, Monty Pearson became the first pitcher to throw a no-hitter at Yankee Stadium. That, of course, was at the original Yankee Stadium back in '38. There are the numbers for Joe in the Hall with that great 22-year career. Power hitting second baseman who could run. Look at all the RBIs and hits he put up. MVP twice and a 10-time All-Star.
Yeah, if you're going to get in the Hall of Fame, not a bad guy to go in with.
No, not bad, huh?
Every time I see him, I told him I was listening to Sunday Night Baseball once, and he said, yeah, I was really nervous. Thank God Jim Palmer spoke first. I said, Joe, you spoke first.
See how nervous he was?
And of course, we got rained out in 1990, and we did it in an auditorium the next day, and I mean, it's pouring on Sunday afternoon, and I said to the people at Ed Stack, who ran the Hall of Fame at the time, I said, I think we kind of have to go out and acknowledge all those people with umbrellas. He said, we don't have security. And I said, they're not snipers out there, aren't they? So we went out and waved, and you know, the 10,000, 12,000 umbrellas went up. But again, I mean, Joe, what a terrific player. Kind of ruined one of my All-Star games by leading off with a home run. But other than that, I really like him.
To a lot of people.
Yes, he did. Well, I didn't want to walk him because I knew he was going to steal second and third. So I just threw a home run to Old Yankee Stadium.
Great broadcast partner at ESPN with me. We had some wonderful times. Just a great friend.
Yeah, I didn't see him at the Hall of Fame. I certainly hope
he's had some physical problems.
I hope he's feeling better.
Yep. Didi Gregorius. Yankees batted around in the 6th. Gregorius has been a part of what's gone on offensively. He's had a base hit, hit by a pitch, and walked. All 3 of those times he scored. And the first time up the plate he struck out. And he will foul it away. Gregorius, I don't know how many times this has happened in a game. This is going to be the 3rd time in 3 innings that he's let off. Because the Yankees,
yeah, that's not good.
The Yankees have, it was Teixeira retired in front of him in the 5th and the 6th. So here he is again. Tyler Clippard in the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Lifts it foul. So Gregorius, an 8-game hit streak, and picking up some runs for the Yankees in terms of crossing the plate 3 times in this game. Gregorius has scored 56 runs on the season. He has been a real table setter for this team. Only Gardner has scored more. Gardner's crossed the plate 64 times. Buddy Hart came on to get the Orioles through that 6th inning. Not easy either. Gave up 1 hit, then got Ellsbury, Sanchez, and Teixeira, and the Yankees left the bases loaded. Yankees have left 9 on in the game. One-two delivery on the way, reaching, and we'll foul that one back. Orioles have left 7. Big first inning chance that the Orioles couldn't convert on, and they had the bases loaded 1 away on a Kim single. Trumbo walked, and Davis hit by a pitch with Scope and Pedro Alvarez both struck out. Hart's 1-2 delivery and a swing and a miss for K.
Yeah, nice pitch. You know, tenacity. You know, making quality pitches, little breaking ball. Illusion is it's going to be in the middle of the plate. It just keeps sliding away from you. And again, the deception steps right at you if you're a left-handed hitter. And like we said, the Orioles need somebody to eat up innings, and they've done a nice job of it.
Starlin Castro, 2-run homer. Base hit for another RBI and another single, and he would score on that one. So all up and down this lineup, contributions made. 9 runs have been scored by the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Yankee lineup today. 1-0 delivery, and that will be outside by Hart. New York trying to put together a 4-game win streak. At 5 games above 500, that's their high on the year. 2-0 pitch, laced into left field. That'll be a base hit for Castro, so he's got a 4-hit day. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. $15 hits now for the Yankees. McCann, double, single, a walk, and a pop out. He's picked up an RBI. He has scored 2 runs in the game.
Yeah, we'll see already a couple of hits to left field. We'll see if his approach especially if he gets the 2 strikes, is to go the other way. Maybe not as pronounced with the runner on first shift as they normally is.
A 1 delivery to him. And a miss outside, and a 1 ball 1 strike count. Orioles could not have imagined that the first 2 games of this series would look like this, and that doesn't mean they can't come back. They can, but 12-4 lead going into the 7th inning for the Yankees.
Well, you'd like to be able to think that you can outslug teams, but not when they put 12, 14 runs on the board. 6, 7, especially wind blowing out, hitter friendly ballpark, yeah, maybe, but not when you get up into double digits.
2-1 delivery on the way, down to first, foul. Castro will come back to the bag. Castro has equaled his career high 4 hits in a ball game. He has done that 14 times in his career. The Pigeons have decided this game is all but over as they are gathering for services in right center field. Clearly somebody dropped a bag of seed.
Look at the overseeded right center field here at Yankee Stadium.
Undeterred. 2 ball 2 strike count on McCann. Hart's delivery. That's going to be hit to first. Great stop. No, it got through. Thought Davis had it. He did not. Trumbo will get it back in. So a hit by McCann. He's got a 3-hit ball game.
Well, smart hitting. When you get to 2 strikes, you let the ball travel, hit it to left. Got a couple of hits that way. When you have a first baseman, even though he's not right on the bag because of the scoreboard, look for a ball to pull, and he's able to do it. Again, it's not an easy play. Often we've seen Chris Davis be able to catch that top spinner, but hit it hard.
So the Yankees, 18 hits last night, 16 today.
And if you want your defensive players to play well behind you, you don't put 16 hits and 12 runs on the board. It's just that simple. And it is very hard to have an attentive defense. And then again, the only reason I say that Chris Davis might have been able to catch that ball because he's had that good a year. Yeah, cat-like down there at first.
Here is Aaron Hicks, 2 on, 1 out. Hicks a big chopper to third. Manny Machado, there's 1, dropped, out. Umpire says the drop came on the relay here, and he had it. So the out will be recorded at second base.
Yeah, the Orioles so adept at getting out of innings. High chopper, but it's Hicks the switch hitter. It's harder to get out of the box, so they think they can turn 2. But if you can't make the transfer, something that Jonathan Scope usually does. So again, an accurate throw, trying to get into the dugout, and then you can see the ball slips out. As you mentioned, only 40% humidity here at Yankee Stadium. It'll be a little harder to get the grip on the ball.
2 down, first and third. Torreyes a base hit, 1 for 3, and has been hit by a pitch. Hart trying to get out of this right here and hold the Yankees down.
Well, he also hasn't given up a run.
Nope.
So if he's somehow able to get himself out of this, he would be 10 straight appearances.
Which is going to be up and away. So the count will go to 2-0. Torreyes with leadoff batter Gardner waiting on deck if they get there. Chris Davis off the bag at first. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and the count goes 3-0. Orioles have surrendered 6 walks. Bundy walked 3, McFarland 1, Givens 2. Brad Brock is in the bullpen. .3-0 and not close. They're loaded again. Yankees have spent half the innings in this game. The base is loaded.
Yeah, and they're going to make a picking change as they send Aaron Judge, who started in right field, to match up against Donnie Hart.
Hart's going to come out of the ball game, but Showalter on his way out. So the Orioles Orioles would go to the bullpen for the 4th time in this game. Brad Brock.
Above average pitches. All-Star for the first time this year, did not pitch in the All-Star game. Again, I mean, great first half, a little bit more of a struggle, but then again, I mean, he was so good in the first half. Anything other than almost being perfect would be a kind of an uptick. So again, the ability to get righties and lefties, really the second half has been the numbers, as you can see, at 265, they've gone up. I think, what, 7 for the first 15 of left-handers starting the second half of the year. So trying to get Donnie Hart and the Orioles out of this 7th inning jam with the bases loaded.
Judge started in the ball game last night, ended up with a double, 1 for 3, a walk, 2 runs scored. Aaron Judge hitting for Gardner. Bases are loaded, 2 down. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Brock's pitch to him will be on the inside corner for a strike. These 2 games, the Yankees have piled up the multi-run innings. They now have had multi-runs in 8 of the 14 innings played in these 2 games. Pitch is swung out, a miss. Brad Brock gets ahead of him 0-2.
Yeah, last 37 at bats, 15 strikeouts. So now you get the 2 strikes. Brad Brock certainly capable of striking you out with a, I mean, fastball, slider, or a really good changeup.
0-2 delivery on the way, and Judge will go down quickly. So Brock comes on and gets it done. The Yankees will not score here. A couple of hits, and they leave the bases loaded. You by Miller Lite.
Well, 5-2, and then all of a sudden, Trumbo home run. Chris Davis with his second home run. A rocket into the upper deck here at Yankee Stadium. You think you got a chance to win. But then again, as we mentioned, the Yankees would come right back.
As they have done in both of these games. So to the bullpen, this will be the third reliever used.
Yeah, out of Arizona, of course, he's been around. I mean, pitched with Washington, pitched with the Mets, pitched with the Athletics, pitched with the Diamondbacks, and actually started with the Yankees. Fastball, curveball, changeup guy. So they trade Chapman to the Cubs. And Miller goes to Cleveland, and Clifford. They go out and get Tyler Clifford from the Diamondbacks.
Defensive changes. Aaron Hicks goes to left field for Gardner. He'd been in right. And Aaron Judge will stay in the ball game in right field after pinch hitting. Orioles bat here in the 8th inning and a check swing foul ball. Pedro Alvarez a 1 for 3 in the ball game, a base hit. Wieters and then Hardy. Late in the game, both managers made a lot of changes in the ball game last night. This one not quite there to do that yet. And the fastball will be taken up high. Clippard has not faced the Orioles in a game this season and is 0-2 lifetime. This is the 16th career game against the Orioles. 1-1 delivery on the way. Final line on Hart, inning and 2/3, no runs, 3 hits. He had a walk and 2 strikeouts.
And Tyler Clippard, as so many pitchers now, will quick pitch you a little bit. You'll see the full windup like this one. There's another changeup. He's got a split changeup, regular changeup, curveball, and he's pretty much saw what he tops out at this point in his career, about 92.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Full shift on against Pedro Alvarez. 3-1 delivery up and couldn't get it. So a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Toronto's come back again. They lead Minnesota 8-7 in the 9th inning. They were down 5 runs, 6 runs, and they've got the lead back again. Towering fly ball, shallow center. Who wants it? It'll be played by the left fielder Hicks. Alvarez is retired. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Be More for Healthy Babies. 365 walks, $18,250. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Matt Wieters to the left side for this at bat. He has an 0 for 3 in the ball game. They'll keep the shift on against Matt. 1 down, nobody on, and Wieters will take Clippard's pitch up high for a ball. Red Sox will play tonight. They've got the red hot Kansas City Royals. .1-0 the count. Matt on an off-speed swing, and it's fouled straight back.
Yeah, the Royals got 5 in the first against the Red Sox. Stephen Wright entered his 13-game winner for the Red Sox, who they pinch ran with and ended up hurting his shoulder, missing about 3 weeks. Comes back, gives up 5, the knuckleballer. Well, having a great year for the Red Sox till the injury.
Yeah. 1-1 delivery.
Yeah, talk about messing up your timing. You quick pitch, and then you pull the string at 81. It's in vogue now. And Joel Peralta was the first guy that I saw do it, probably about 3-4 years ago for the Rays.
Makes all the sense in the world.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
It's legal.
There's another one.
1-2 delivery, foul back.
Well, you're trying to destroy the timing of the hitter, and because nobody's on, and I mean, we've seen a lot of relievers. They will go to the kind of the stretch position, but they just won't stop. That's the way Peralta did it. But this is a full windup, and you don't see a lot of relievers with a starter's windup.
1-2. Another one off speed. Alvarez out in front of that one, fouls it back, and that'll hold the count at a ball and 2 strikes.
Larry Rothschild, veteran, not only pitching coach, managed the Rays for a while. Terrific guy.
Brought along a lot of great young pitchers. 1-2. One down, base is empty. Alvarez, a one-arm swing, should get a base hit. It'll fall in for a single. Wieters rather. So Wieters is on with the base hit. He's 1 for 4 in the game.
Emergency hack, 2-strike swing. So he does get him out on his front foot. And what does he do? Well, you can see the split change up. Tries to stay back and then just flips the bat.
Francisco Pena will come on to run and stay in to do the catching. As Wieters scheduled to make the start in the ball game tomorrow, another day game. Bring up J.J. Hardy. J.J. with a double. He's 1 for 3. The Orioles get their 10th hit. Combined in this game for 26 hits. The Yankees have the 12-4 lead. Yankees have only had one inning where they have not left anybody on base. They've left 12 on in the ball game. Orioles have stranded 7 so far. 0-1 delivery on the way, up in the air. Third or short. Short's the captain, and that's who'll put it away, Gregorius.
He's also the taller guy.
That helps.
Yes, I'll take it. Stay over there.
Second out of the inning.
I see Torres with that glove. You can never be a pitcher because you have to have the full web. So when you talk into your glove, nobody knows. You can't rip it.
Ah.
Yeah, lip read. With the open web, you can do that. You knew
It's
that,
the newest member of most major league staffs, the lip reader. And the pitch over the top off speed. Bourbon. Bourbon's had a bunt single and 2 of them in the ball game. 2 singles. He is 2 for 3. Coming out to play centers. For those who may have joined late, Adam Jones with that hamstring problem. Not starting, on the bench. Day to day. Long look over. Clippard's delivery. Bourbon will inside out foul into the seats. 38,843. 38,843. Almost exactly the same number as in the ball game in the stands last night.
Oh, remember we were here in July and they were talking about, A-Rod wasn't playing well and they may sell people and whatever, and nobody would come to the ballpark in late August and September. And not when you win. Not when you have Gary Sanchez.
0-2 grounded to third. And the quick throw made over there by Torres gets the out. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Yankees will bat in the bottom half of the 8th inning with a 12-4 lead. Last night, substitutes. Flaherty's going to play at shortstop. Steve Pearce has come on at first for Chris Davis. Pena's in for Wieters after pinch running, stays in to catch. Nolan Raimo will come on for Trumbo in right field. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, Brad Brock will stay on.
Yeah, 56th appearance for him. And a lot more innings, a lot more appearances. I mean, that pretty much started when Darren O'Day went down in early June. I mean, you can just look. Pitched on June 6th, 8th, 10th, 12th, 16th, 18th, 19th, 22nd. I mean, a lot of innings the first half, and he was terrific. Kind of caught up with him a little bit, as good as he's been.
Trying to spare his usage a little bit since the All-Star break. Pitches in there for a strike. Ellsbury, walk and a run scored. He has doubled. Officially 1 for 4.
Well, Gary, when you're well rested, you know, you stay over the pitching rubber, you speed up your arm, not your body. And for a guy, I mean, pitching more innings and doing a marvelous job. Made his first All-Star team. You know, the Orioles acquired him a couple years ago from San Diego. The game was down there. Pretty special moment. But when you get tired, you figure, okay, I'll use my body more, and it just doesn't work. Your arm drags. Quality of your pitch is not the same. Maybe not as much movement, velocity, break. There's a great changeup. So then when you can back off, and as you said, they've made an obvious decision to just, you know, especially when O'Day came back, but then had to go back on the DL with shoulder tendonitis, you know, to give him a little bit more rest. But he wants to pitch because you're in a pennant race.
0-2 delivery on the way, and another foul ball off the bat of Ellsbury. Ellsbury against Brad Brock 0 for 3. The Orioles have used McFarland, Givens, Hart, and Brock in this game. Now, Hart went an inning and 2/3, McFarland only 2/3, and Givens only a third, but they still threw a lot of pitches. The 0-2 is going to be in the dirt.
Well, they're hoping for an easy inning here. You know, you try to get ahead, try to make your pitch, try to get the Yankees, by making those good pitches, to cooperate by making outs.
One ball, 2 strike count. And that's there. He got him.
Yeah. Ellsbury knows it was a little bit outside. On Culpa. Shadows are creeping in. Take a look right here. Just check the glove out. Ball's probably about, what, 3-4 inches off the outside corner. 12-4. Pitchers want this pitch. Why not? And Culpa going right along with it.
Well, Joe's going to make the big move here. Austin Romine. He's going to pinch hit for Gary Sanchez.
Well, we came in last night, played first.
And he's going to get one down the line here. We didn't run. That's a base hit. He's going to end up at first. He stood at the plate believing it was going to be a foul ball. For some reason, it really was fair by quite a bit. And Pena having a little discussion with him over there.
Well, it was like he was in quicksand. He couldn't get his feet out of the box. He goes, I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Does he not know where it is? He thinks it's foul, but it's a potential double. Now he's looking at the dugout going, oh, I have to go to first.
Haven't played for a while.
No. Well, he played last night. I mean, yeah, that's almost embarrassing, unless you're up by 8. If you're up by 8, it doesn't really matter.
You can smile.
Yeah.
Pitch is in there for a strike. This is Tyler Austin.
He came in also last night. Yankees winning 14-4. Came in, played first, then played right.
Mark Teixeira in the spot. Double single, 2 runs scored and an RBI. Pitch will be outside. Pena able to block it.
Yeah, you saw that home run. That was in his first major league plate appearance.
Bottom half of the 8th inning, 12-4 lead. Yankees now with 17 hits in the ball game, one shy of what they had in the game last night, equaling a season high. Ground ball comes right back to him. Oh, Law not played. They get the out at first, though, just barely, but they get it. Going down the line, Austin is an out.
And Brad Brack not happy. Thought he was going to be able to get the lead runner. You know, they look so easy, and you know, you look on TV and you're going, but when you're only ending up maybe 57, 58, you don't really know. Shadows, he doesn't know how hard the ball's hit. And then again, it's not like you can see the facial expression. You can't pick your hop. You know, you think it's coming at a certain speed, and maybe it isn't, and then the ball goes right underneath your glove, but saved.
4-3, good play by Scope, moving on it just in case, and it was in case. So a runner at second base, 2 away. Romine, the runner, is Didi Gregorius. Gregorius goes for a base hit. They're going to wave him on home. Picked up by Reimold. He'll make the throw all the way through. Pena, the tag, gets away. Runner's going to go to second and will stay there.
And Brad Brock not happy. Didn't want to give up a run. And maybe you don't turn a double play, but you at least get the lead runner. And he couldn't do that because the ball goes underneath the glove, and then Gregorius not only gets a base hit, hustles it into second. You would never know the score is 12-4. Alert baseball.
Gregorius credited with the RBI. That'll be his first in the game, but he's also scored 3 runs. That's his 58th run batted in, and there's the ball.
Yeah, if he holds on, I don't know if he ever tagged the plate. I mean, the arm goes right by. And
home plate umpire Ron Culpa was ready to call him out.
Yeah, but it's almost like he either knocked it out with his hand, otherwise he would have slid right by home plate. And even if he didn't get called out immediately, Pena would have been able to tag him before he gets back to the home plate.
So 13-4. And the pitch taken outside. Runner at second base, Castro. Starlin Castro, what a game. He's had 3 RBIs, 3 singles, and a 2-run homer. He has scored 3 runs in the game. He is 7 for 12, or 7 for 10 in these 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know if he had 5 hits this year, but again, coming in, he had 4 hits 11 times.
And now he gets another RBI chance. Big cut on a heater by Brad Brock. So the Oriole relievers, only Donnie Hart's spared a run scored against him in an inning and 2/3. 4 against McFarland, 3 against Givens, 1 against Brock. 1-2 delivery. Foul tipped, held on to, gets the strikeout. So Brad Brock, 3 Ks, but a run in on a couple of hits. We go to the 9th inning, 13-4 Yankees. Orioles baseball on MASN, brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here at Yankee Stadium, along 2 games for the Orioles. 18 hits last night, 18 hits today, 14 runs last night, 13 today. The Orioles got 4 last night, and that's what they put up on the board today.
So Kirby Yates, back-to-back games, came in late last game. Fastball, slider, changeup pitcher, up and down all year long for the Yanks. I saw him, I think, the first time back with the Rays. He's worked his way through different organizations. hard to believe that righties are hitting over 300, but they are. Lefties under 200.
Romine will go behind the plate. Sanchez out. And Austin's going to play at first base with Teixeira out. Ninth inning. Manny Machado will lead it off. Tyler Clippard an inning, 1 hit. Adam Warren an inning and a third, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Tommy Lane an inning, 1 strikeout, 1 hit. That's the bullpen for the Yankees. And even in this 13-4 game, their starter Chad Green did not go far enough to get a win. 4 2/3 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits. Manny Machado in the leadoff spot. And the pitch on the inside corner. Manny's had a base hit, 1 for 4. 3 for 8 in the 2 games with a couple of home runs and 3 RBIs in the first 2 games of this 3-game set. 1-1. That'll miss outside. 2-1. Kim waiting on deck.
Well, you're trying to win somehow. You get your best hitter. Adam Jones had the highest average, about 8 points higher in the month of August than Manny. But with him out, you get your best hitter leading off.
2-1 to third. That's a fair ball. It'll go down the line. Torreyes was backing up on it, couldn't get a glove on it in the corner. Hicks will play it back in, and Manny's got a double and a 2 for 5 ball game.
Yeah, I've never played third base, but I would imagine that Ronald Torreyes would have said, if I couldn't catch this, I would have liked to have knocked it down. But he top spins it, slider. You can see right on top, so it's going to have a little overspin. You don't even get any leather on it. Just bounds by him for a double into the corner.
Manny picks up number 38 in the 2-bag department. Only David Ortiz with 41 is ahead of him. Young-Soo Kim a base hit, 1 for 4 in the game, 4-game hit streak for him. Orioles now with 11 hits in the game. Again, a wide disparity in scoring chance numbers. The Yankees 7 for 17 with runners in scoring position in this game.
Well, yeah, but you mentioned, I mean, not only did they go 7 for 10 last night, they've had 27 opportunities.
And they're in last place in team average with runners in scoring position.
Well, that's going up dramatically.
Yeah, it is. Good
nice
scoop
play by
Romine.
Well, you know, that's the interesting thing for the Yankees, and I guess it's a nice problem to have. You know, McCann signed for 2 more years. You got Sanchez not only hitting 11 home runs now in 23 games, but you also have Romine. And, you know, he can catch. He's a defensive specialist. This year, his year has been all about, when he does play, runners in scoring position up around 350.
Two-0 count on Kim. Yates delivery to him will be there for a strike. Toronto's won it. They came back with an 8-7 win against Minnesota. That's their 73rd win. So if the Orioles lose here, they will be 3 games behind the Blue Jays in first place. Two-ball, 1-strike pitch on the way. The Orioles came in just a game ahead of the Tigers in the wild card spot. In fact, the teams behind the Orioles have the second wild card spot at the moment. Tigers 1 out, Seattle 2 out, Houston and Kansas City 3 out. Gosh. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Ground ball to the hole. Can't play it. Goes into center field. That'll score a run. Manny Machado will come around to score for the Orioles, and they make it a 13-5 game as Kim will pick up a base hit and an RBI.
Well, you got 3 more outs. You might as well use them. You know, Machado with a double over the bag, and you can see right here they don't put they kind of play him to pull. I mean, Castro over in the hole. And it's a double play ball, except he's playing him to pull. The shift goes against the Yankees.
Here is Ryan Flaherty. This will be his first at bat in the ball game.
A couple of at bats last night. One of them hit a rocket, but Teixeira snared it.
So the first Yankee reliever to give up a run, Kirby Yates. for Kim. That's RBI number 15. And Kim with a 2-for-5 game. Delivery on the way to Flaherty. Swings through that one. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Encarnacion hit his 36th home run up there. Drove in 3. Donaldson with another couple of RBIs. That's how they got back into the game.
They had trailed early, and Toronto's had a couple of comeback wins against the Minnesota Twins. Flaherty will take the pitch up high.
Well, the Twins at 49 and 79 are now 49 and 80. A couple of games over 500 last year. Totally different year for them.
Still searching for a new executive front office leader. Down to first and foul, and Kirby out of the way of that one.
Well, didn't you tell me they were having a search group?
They do. They hired a headhunting firm. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Diamondbacks, they got to make decisions by the end of the month on what they're going to do with La Russa and Stewart. Both their contracts need to be acted on. Ryan Flaherty 2-2. And that's going to miss down low.
Yeah, big commitment to Zach Greinke, over 30. The highest salaries. He's got the highest salary in the major leagues at $33 million a year. And then he gets hurt.
Is that a lot?
He's
of money?
back pitching. Is that a lot of money?
Is that a lot of money?
That's just for 1 year, Gary.
Oh. 3-2 delivery on the way. Yeah, strike called on the check swing.
Yeah, Shadows not playing a lot, as you mentioned. A couple of at bats. And then trying to track it. Certainly the bat out in front of home plate.
Kim remains on at first. 1 away. Steve Pearce up in the Davis spot.
Well, you got to get him ready for Sabathia tomorrow. You know he'll be in the lineup. I think Chris Davis won't be, but.
Left-hander CC Sabathia scheduled tomorrow. Pitch up high. There's a book to be written there, or a television documentary to be done on the new upper class wage earners in American society, athletes. I don't hear a lot written or said about it except the fact it's there. But I mean, it's there in big numbers. We're talking the kind of money that railroad and oil barons used to make back in the 20s and 30s. Major league athletes in all sports make.
Well, you just wonder. I'm not saying if you're an athlete, you're not going to turn it down.
I'm not saying they shouldn't.
But how did it get to be that number?
Well, Marvin Miller.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he should. I mean, I was on the committee. I voted for him.
He changed baseball perhaps more than anyone.
Well, Andy McPhail was on the committee, and he said, "Has anybody changed the landscape of baseball more than Marvin Miller?"
Yeah.
And then one of the owners said, "Well, yeah, but he voted against drug testing." And I said, "No, he didn't. Peter Ueberroth reneged."
Yes.
After he promised Marvin that they would have, they'd have a team doctor, an arbitrary guy, and then the players.
That'll go to left field, staying up. Hicks has got it. 2 down. Visit MASSonSports.com/CareFirst to vote for the Care First Fearless Player of the Game. Live fearless with a name trusted for over 75 years. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield.
I mean, I just can't imagine getting almost $1 million a start. And don't get me wrong, Kershaw makes that. Greinke had a terrific year last year, but that's just so much money.
Yeah.
Can you imagine every time they pop up, you go, "Oh, that's 30 grand right there." I mean, that's what it is.
I know. Well, you get paid for what you produce as far as income for those who are paying you, and it tells you how much money is being made around Major League Baseball, I guess.
Well, revenue is up, closing in on what, $9 billion or so.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not dispersed equally, obviously, among teams. 0-1 count, 2 down. Jonathan Scope will take the pitch down low. Jonathan, he's looking to pick up a hit. He's 0 for 4, 1 for 8 in the series. Orioles are going to lose their 3rd straight. The Yankees will win their 4th in a row. Yankees will go 2 games up in the season series, 7 games to 5 against the Orioles on the season series, and the Yankees are going to win this 3-game set. And this ball is taken to first base. Scope is retired. Austin makes the play. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Yankees 13, 18 and 0. The Orioles 5, 12 and 0. So the Yankees now 5, 1 and 1 in the last 7 series they've played here at the stadium.